Hello everyone! Welcome to The Ghost in the Machine, a D&D actual play live stream about memory, identity, magic, and politics. I am, as always, your illustrious, talented, and charming and handsome Dungeon Master.
Humble.
Matthew Foreman. We are joined by our usual cast of players.
The most humble.
The most humble of humbles. Before we get started, remember if you're enjoying the stream tonight to follow us here on Twitch. We're almost at 50 followers. We are chasing that affiliate status, and we just can't wait to get a subscriber button and have you all be part of this stream even more. As always, remember our friends at Animal Helper, a 501c3 located in New Orleans that helps special needs animals. That is all we have to say for now. Let's go ahead and get started. Oh, I should do the recap, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should do that. When we last left our heroes, they had just settled their affairs in Bridgeton, saying goodbyes to the O'Sheas and all the beautiful, warm welcomes and gifts that they were given. They arrived at Fort Mountain Hall only to find themselves accosted by a stranger by the name of Bifidus, a dwarf, the first dwarf they've ever met. This dwarf pleaded with justice, telling him, I know you, you know me, we were co-workers on a mission, and hilarity and drama ensued where they tracked down a priest and got their memories restored. Those memories, Gilly and Justice's, were restored and revealed several things about the relationship with Duplacroix, her nature, what she's been up to, and after that, panic ensued, and they teleported back to Morgan's airship, and then teleported back to Fort Mountain Hall, are now shopping. Just trying to stay the course, and Morgan... basically, they're just saying this is fine as the room catches on fire. And that is where we left off, with just a little bit of shopping. 1 second. Transition. So, you guys are at the Incredible Curios with Sally Ann. She operates a shop. You're buying a ring of spell storing. Is there anyone else anything you wanted to buy? Wish to do?
We had bought the healing potions.
Yep, I had just bought potions, so I've got those down, ready to go. And I think that's all I needed.
I will probably buy, just to remind everyone, I'm disguised as like a blonde human female commoner.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah.
So, I'll approach the shopkeep. Hello, do you happen to have any, greater healing potions?
I sure do. 150 each. I have a few.
Is there any kind of, group discount? I know my friend over here just purchased a few.
No group discount. I only have a handful of these now. I'm not a big emporium.
Ah. Are there any big emporiums in town?
No. You gotta go all the way to Cragmandu for that.
He had 4. She bought 2. I bought 1. He bought 1.
Oh yeah, she's out of the grader.
No.
That is right.
I bought 2.
He bought 2.
That's alright.
You bought 1 and I
Maybe
bought
she
1.
scrounged up a few.
You said you
She
wouldn't
dug them
buy
out.
any.
For a pretty
No, I bought 1. You bought 1
So,
and
yeah,
just
that's fine.
didn't buy any.
It's okay.
1.
150 gold pieces each?
2.
Yeah, I can get you 2. I got
So
2 I
how
keep right here, just for little old me.
I thought there were 6.
Well, I appreciate you dipping into your own stores.
She's
It
Let's
might
hope
have
that
been 6.
nothing foul
He
shall
was
befall
out.
you.
Alright. That's 300 gold for 2.
Okay, thank you. I'm subtracted from my currency counter so don't mistake it.
And what was your name?
My name is Claire.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Claire. I'm Sally Ann.
Sally Ann, nice to meet you.
If you need anything else, let me know.
I'm surprised we never crossed paths before.
Well, it's a big city.
Oh.
Fort Mountain Hall is.
Yeah, but a nice place like this.
I've never met a human with your accent.
I didn't grow up around... actually, what would you say to that? Like, oh yeah, I picked it up on my travels. You know.
You must be hanging around a lot of elves.
Yeah, my work, after trying to restore, and I'm a purveyor of goods myself, which is why I like your store so very much.
Oh, well, I hope to see you around then, Claire.
Oh, nice to meet you. Is that any deception at all? Or is that
You have a disguise of 28. She thinks you're a little... She thinks you might be lying, but
okay.
She likes you. All right.
That caught me on the thing.
Yeah, southern accents are for elves. Humans don't have southern accents. Well, some of them do.
It's all good.
Oh boy,
We're
oh
fine.
Boy, oh boy.
It's justice, he's learning.
Yeah. Well, and some humans do. But.
Just like humor.
Alrighty. Was
have
there
to
anything else
learn.
anyone wanted to purchase from Sally Ann? As a reminder, she has a Jug of Alchemy, a Ring of Protection, and a Ring of the Ram for her permanent magic items.
Maybe some other time
I'm
when
good.
I have money.
What does Ring of the Ram do?
You can
Cool
shoot a
fun
big
things.
old thing and knock people back.
Oh,
It fits in with your goat theme.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like a
true.
flirt.
I want the ivory goat figurines. I want to collect all 3 of them. It's now a mission for
the way,
Elizabeth.
Collect them all.
When you launch the Ring of the Ram, you have to like the verbal component. You have to like do like the goat boy, and then you do it. Ring of the Ram. And then
All
do it.
right.
Okay. Anyway.
So you guys didn't want anything else from Incredible Curios? Did you want to visit any of the other shop? Unyielding Hides, Coggles Cogworks, and the Magnificent Magus.
I mean, what are we trying to do here?
Gear up to take down Vasselior.
No, I know that. I'm talking to the
down.
party.
What is the magnificent magus?
I just need to refill.
Did we hear what that sold?
Shop for mages.
I may visit that later, but not currently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm fine. I might need to adjust my accent a little bit. That drew too much attention. Say something for me.
Hello.
Hello. Is this
Perfect.
better? Is this better?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah, a little less southern. A little less bell.
I think Sevilius is rubbing off on me.
Maybe
Good.
too much.
That was a joke, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yes.
Great.
I'm gonna let that go.
Does anyone wish to visit the other shops, or what would you wish to do?
Not at this time. I'm good.
No, we should.
We should just go.
We should
Have
be
no
moving
money.
So we're going to. So as we're leaving the shop, we're going to go check out where he's at. Go back and rest at the inn, and then come back in the morning too early. Try and catch him at home. Right?
Sure would be nice if one of us could scry.
It's not in my wheelhouse
Yeah,
yet.
I think it's a bit above our pay grade.
Yeah. There might be somebody in town
Unfortunate.
that we could pay to scry, but I mean, the scrying's kind of.
I'm not quite sure how that all works.
Yeah. I believe if they don't know the person, it's hard to, and we don't have anything that's Vasselior's.
Yeah. Well,
I
we
mean,
have.
we could scry on Kathunk. We have his handwriting.
And we have the letters that he had. And I have the
Oh.
blade that Vasselior gave me.
That's full of his magic. Yeah.
Hmm.
So we
But
probably could.
Finding somebody to spy on another person and paying them is,
That also
Sounds
means that we have to
expensive.
talk to more
yeah,
people.
expensive and
And
probably not.
I don't trust anyone in this city. We've already made a spectacle twice.
I also don't know what the legalities of that are. Do
correct. It's probably looked down on.
Yeah, you can't just walk up. I mean, you can't just go to the formal institutions and ask to scry. You can't pay. That's illegal.
But
Obviously.
like in general, if you're caught having scried on someone,
Yeah, that's an invasion of privacy.
that's what I thought.
Yeah. But again, this is like the Wild
Weren't
West.
we just scried on?
It's like the Wild West,
Yeah.
except we can't kill civilians.
Ah!
Honestly,
That's just in the glide.
I feel like the old-fashioned way is usually more reliable.
3 women and an elf. We'll be fine.
Sounds like a book title.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll look like a
I
child.
do keep good
so
company.
You.
Yep, she looks like a child.
Are you gonna be Justice's child for now? Claire's child. Excuse me, Claire's. For now.
Justice's Child is that a band name?
I mean, I'd like to.
That's the name of the group. That's the name of the party. Justice's
What's my name?
Child.
What's my name?
Yeah. Claire's Child. Yeah.
You can't think of anything. Just say that it's Claire.
Claire's my name. Claire's my name.
Claire's my name. Claire's my name.
Let me put
No,
this
no.
back on track.
We need to get back.
Dupla is going to murder all of you.
Yeah.
She's closing it on us every turn, like every round we dally.
So as we're passing through town, I want to do 2 things.
Okay.
When we're close enough to the mansion, I want to do pass without a trace,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to perceive to see if there's anyone following us.
Alrighty, so you guys are going to head to the Nestled Narrows in Jeffron Avenue. Is that the plan?
Yes.
What?
Just
do
for
we-
reconnaissance.
Do we really think that it's wise for all 4 of us to be trying to sneak about? I mean,
Let's not.
Yeah.
I don't think that even sneaking around is necessary. We try to fit in with the crowd. Is this like if this is a busy street where, like you said, 3 women and an elf who doesn't look like Civilius? A child?
What do you look like right now?
Probably still an elf, but not like Civilius.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, because
You
mine
could
was
even-
kind of a slight rush job, so.
You could even be, I don't know, our helper or our manservant.
Okay, so the only one he might recognize is me.
Alright, well, I'm going back to the inn.
Yeah.
So the only one he might recognize in this group right now is me, right?
Right. And didn't we did change you up a little bit, didn't we?
Yeah, slightly.
I just a worry. Like I don't know what his eye can do. He's got that magical mechanical eye.
So worst case scenario, we play it off as a visit to say hello. He doesn't know that we're here to do anything other than say hello. Keep your cool. He should let us leave.
Did anyone? Or are we supposed to know this is where he is?
He knows.
Right, but we don't know if maybe.
He's not hiding it.
Well,
You said the
I don't-
clutch that's
I
here
don't-
knows who knew his name.
Correct. Yes, that's true. I mean,
He was
I
for
don't know.
hire.
Kathunk didn't indicate whether or not he was telling Professor Vasselior that he was telling us where he is, but I think if you and I just want to go, or maybe the 3 of us, we can. I mean, I'm not talking about engaging, I'm just talking about getting a lay of the land.
Yeah.
Maybe ascertaining points of ingress and egress from the building.
It's not like I'm gonna turn into a giant dragon and knock on his front door.
can you turn into a giant dragon?
We'll see.
Is
Not a giant one. That
is-
would be obnoxious.
Is dragon just a synonym for goat?
No.
Because we know you can do that.
Yes. No. Well, I won't turn into a giant goat and knock on his front door either. I promise.
That's probably wise. Though it would be confusing for him, probably. I would think.
Have
So
you-
I would suggest we stick together. I feel safer with the 4 of us. Our skills mesh well.
Did you already leave?
Yes.
I was just about to ask. I've already so this
Yeah.
is stormed off. Got it.
It's okay when I'm your manservant, but you know, you don't like.
You're not royalty.
I could be. You don't know.
I'm going to send. Are you still within message range?
Probably.
150. Yeah. At this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just message. Sovelius!
Okay.
And, I'm sure he didn't really mean anything by it. It's probably best if we don't totally split up, either half and half or not at all, I think. Are you okay?
Yes. I just think I'm not very stealthy anyways, so. We can meditate and then
I
act
think-
in the morning. If you wish to
Again.
join me, then.
I think that maybe we should go and maybe hang back from the more stealthy bits, but still be there in case shit hits the fan.
Fine.
When
Thank
they
you.
message, are they talking out loud just to like?
No.
I
So
think-
you have to
Can't hear it.
chant, do a little chant, but you can't hear what the messages
Okay.
are saying.
just
So is he
just
coming
checking.
back?
We'll have to see. I don't know.
I
He
start
was
getting
pretty.
back, but I still keep my distance.
Gotcha. You're
He
sulking.
was.
Yeah.
He was not very happy about what Justice said.
I didn't even catch
And
what
also-
he
Who's Justice?
said.
Sorry, was not very happy about what Claire said.
My God.
And
Can
also, he's a bit
you-
tired. So
Can you remind him to stay within 30 feet of me?
I think
When
he's
he
right
gets
over.
here.
He's right over there, guys.
You had message.
yeah.
He's right over
So,
there.
He
He's,
said he was staying back.
he's standing right over there.
He's sulking around. Go ahead, roll.
Yeah, you can.
Guys, Gilly, do you need to go with him? Is that what this is about? I'm okay splitting up the group. We can do this tomorrow. I just think that we should get some reconnaissance in today. Not waste the time that we have.
You took the actor fee, right?
Yes.
So he's unnervingly, and his disguise is DC 28. So, like, you guys at moments, you forget you're talking to Justice because he unnervingly sounds like a woman he met once,
Yeah.
and he looks exactly like a human woman. So go ahead.
Are you close enough? You can hear me now.
Probably.
So, Because we're standing in the middle of the street basically having this conversation.
I'm probably
right?
leaning up against the
In
side
an
of the
alley,
building, just
probably.
watching
You guys
it.
aren't that stupid.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you're pretty stupid.
So I'm probably just further down the alley, just back against the wall,
That's fine.
arms crossed.
We can split up the party, but there was a dwarf that we pulled out of a tavern or out of the inn that we were going to stay at, and no idea if he had been followed. He wasn't in his right mind. You have no idea what's waiting for us at that inn.
That's true.
So, you want
That
to go
is a fair
off,
point.
Is it good?
you're adults, you make that decision.
We'll just stick close, but we'll hang back behind you guys.
I think it's
Yeah,
for the
if
best.
you stay
when you get to
within-
the more stealthy points, we'll just
Stay within 30 feet
just
of me,
hang
and
back.
I'll boost you.
I think that's fair.
Alrighty.
And if we do need to cover story, we're travelers. We're visiting Fort Mountain Hall. We're on, I know we're here
So
looking
I
to set up
have
emergency.
It's a big
my-
city.
I have my cloak of many fashions back,
Mm-hmm.
and I've turned it into something that matches whatever's around us.
Okay.
Over the
Your Isidro?
mantle, yes.
Okay, so where would you like to head right now?
To the Nestled Narrows.
Okay, so you are heading there as a group to the Nestled Narrows, where Jeffron Avenue is, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, just confirming.
And when we get close, I'm going to pass without a trace, and I'm going to make sure we weren't followed there.
Okay, so let's do step 1, roll perception to see if you're being failed.
guidance, and we're
Yeah,
all
you
looking.
put a hand
so
on her, yep. So
So I'm
advantage
sure
and
it's
plus a
advantage.
d4. You're looking around with her, you place a hand on her, giving her guidance to her knee, really.
That's pretty good.
30.
Yeah, you're not being followed.
Okay, like it up.
No, not at all. You're definitely not being followed.
There's a
You guys have
bird.
teleported around a lot. It's pretty hard to keep up with where you are for anyone. For at least
Even for the followers.
yeah. even for God.
Yeah.
We notice Vaxel Dan pop in and
Yeah.
pop out.
So you make your way to the Nestled Narrows
What is
from
hiding
the
natural
Gilded
place?
Columns, so you lower one level and then you get off on the lift of the bellows. The Nestled Narrows. So you've seen the Halcyon Commons, you've seen the Steamstruck Halls, you've seen a little bit of the Noxious Rows. The Nestled Narrows. A lot of this stuff is uniformed. A lot of the older kind of what was used to be dwarven make is like very uniform. Everything's kind of the same. But you can definitely see markedly where the humans have put their personal touch. And the Nestled Narrows is the strongest example of this. The gold becomes ever more present. Pieces of the mountain, which rather than being like a uniform hall, things have been cut away, stabbed away, blown apart. Statues stand in the place of what used to be mountain wall that fortified the homes. Large porches with servants on them accompany these large, tall houses, and it looks like some terraforming has taken place, which is probably you would, under normal non-magical circumstances, endangered this hall just to give more grandeur and space to the homes that you see. You guys trying to make your way to Jeffron Avenue. How would you like to find out where Jeffron Avenue is? There's not a directory. There's a directory for the major pieces and regions, but not for people's homes. So would you like to investigate? Would you like to talk to people? How would you like to do it? Persuasion or investigation?
I would just. I'm
perception.
happy to talk to even a guard. Just play the dumb person. I don't know where I am. Oh, am I talking with a southern accent again? I don't need to do
I
that.
could pretend I'm a lost child.
That might raise more questions
Yes.
than it needs to.
Okay.
I'm just simply a lost commoner.
And you're okay.
I'll approach a guard.
Okay, so you approach a Auroran host, which is a Warforged city guard. The city guard at Fort Mountain Hall are almost exclusively Warforged.
Mm-hmm. And
Hail, citizen.
hello. I was wondering if you could help me. I'm looking for Jeffron Avenue. I've gotten turned around in this magnificent city.
Oh. Go ahead and roll persuasion. With advantage, I'll say,
Not on the paper.
since you're a human gish.
The paper. Well, that was fortunate, because that could have been very bad. The persuasion is a 21.
Important note, do you look like a noble?
Look like a common...
So go ahead, just roll a straight roll.
Okay, well, the green dice is the
Yeah,
one I would
that's
have
fine.
rolled first. That was a 21.
Okay. He says, I'm not sure what business you have here, citizen, but Jeffron Avenue, you're on the Bolian Street right now. Take Polywog Park all the way north, and then Jeffron Avenue intersects with Polywog Park.
Polywog Park?
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Polywog Place, but yeah.
You have a blessed day.
No, you're welcome, citizen, and Are you a servant at one of the homes there?
Oh no, I've been sent with a message for a professor who's recently set up a shop there.
Oh, you're a messenger. You sure you don't want me to take it?
I've been paid to deliver it directly.
Oh, of course. I wouldn't want to put a woman out of honest work.
I appreciate that.
Have a good day, citizen.
Thank you for keeping us safe. I'll walk over. I have directions. We're good.
We'll make sure that we all convene back together around the corner from where the guard can't see us.
Yeah.
Yeah, just directly like you're 10 feet away.
Got him.
Staring.
Yeah.
What'd he say?
Did he mention me?
Yeah.
Did he ask about me? Okay. So I'll relay that information. Pollywog Park intersects with Jeffron. We're pretty close.
Okay.
The system is
Lead the way.
thankfully put in this city is roughly a grid system, so that makes it easy to get around. The dwarves, as you can see, dwarven architecture is incredibly regimented and uniformed, so it makes for easy navigation.
Predictable.
You get a few glances along your way, since none of you are fancy looking. You are drawing some attention, but not, hostility. It's just you don't belong at the country club.
Maybe we should abscond into an alleyway and change our attire, since we all can magically do that.
I look fine.
Like a child? I mean...
I look like a respectable commoner.
That's true. They're less looking at you.
Maybe we should?
That would be fine.
Yeah. Cloak of many fashions.
But sure, if we need to pop in somewhere, I'm fine with
So
that.
find an
Peek
alley
around.
that we can go around the back of, so we don't have the same people go into an alley and different people come out of it.
All right.
And I'll just I'll take in like some of the recent fashion, and whatever I do will have, if the colors are appropriate, some black and green in it.
Oh, you're modifying your physical disguise with a little disguise self?
No, I have the cloak that lets me, the cloak of many fashions.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, I do have a
Cowl.
cowl.
I'm just
yes.
changing my cloak of many fashions to be a little
Little
more
fancier.
upscale.
So would mine have been?
You match the respectable commoner.
Okay.
So I think once we make at least a couple of us more fancy, then you would be easy to make fancier. You're fine.
So you guys
I'm
dress-
just
I could
naturally
go to
fancy.
Gishari Noble, but I think it's probably too much for this where we are now.
This is the
Yeah.
noble quarter.
I mean,
We don't want to stick out too much.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't want to draw attention.
We don't want anyone to ask.
Would
where
it
we're
draw
staying.
attention how I'm dressed now, or should I go?
You
to
are drawing
Gishari
more
Noble?
attention. So everyone you see around you are Gishari nobles. That's what I mean.
Oh.
Like, this is a human-dominated city. It's one of the richest cities in the country.
I have an idea.
The people you see have high fashion and
Sure, I could dress as a Gishari noble in my clothing and be a child, and you all are my attendants or something,
Exactly.
making sure I'm
We're
getting
my
home
child.
safely.
Now, I don't mean to be insensitive. We're in the alley. Does it make sense for civilians to look like nobility in this part of town?
He's an elf, so no one should pay attention to him. The less elf-like he looks, the better. The less regal he looks, the better.
Exactly. So maybe we don't gussy him up.
Exactly.
so you're gonna that
That's
We
fine.
put a hat on him. Cover his ears. Your hair's long.
or
never
make him
mind.
look like
Your
an
hair's
elven
long,
servant.
but-
We have to go one
It's fine.
direction.
Just go with the servant.
We have one. Yeah, we can go one
Dirty
direction.
me
or
up. I will bathe later.
No, you don't need to change it all. You'll be fine. No dirtier than you already are.
Just
I know,
more,
but I'm still
servant
going
like.
to have to bathe later.
Yeah.
You always do.
I know.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm just asking, do we need to change his appearance or not?
You get the sense that so far you guys you'll be fine.
Okay.
You're
Sorry.
It's not like they're not gonna throw you out. It's just
Yeah, drawing attention unwanted.
a fancy elf draws a high profile.
And that's why I thought
Yeah.
that we had made you look more normal for when we were
Correct.
trying to escape.
Yeah.
So you're
We had.
not
Yeah.
fancy.
Yeah, and we'll leave him that way.
Exactly.
So
We will parade him around town in all of his glory at another point in time.
So I become. I change my armor to the Gishari noble
alrighty.
wear.
So you guys are now accompanying this fancy, nice.
Child. Look like a human child, right?
Oh, he's looking at chat. He's distracted.
Okay.
No, yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're a Gishari child being escorted. You're. I think Landon's trolling me. So, God damn it. I hope I hope the plot's not that incoherent. It might be a little incoherent, but... so, you guys are making your way to Jeffron Avenue. The closer you get, would you like to use Pass Without a Trace and Stealth? Is that what you would like to do?
Please.
Okay. So you guys are going to be clinging to the shadows at first and kind of pointing things out.
Yeah. And I would assume that this form of stealth is maybe less like trying to like hide behind dumpsters and more like trying to blend in.
It's stealth.
Yeah.
Is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and everyone roll stealth with a +10. Mark off your Pass Without a Trace, which is a level 2 spell slot.
I reroll ones.
Yes, you do. The one time you do, yeah.
Yeah, with the plus.
Nice.
Hey.
Look at what I rolled.
27.
Thanks for that +10.
What'd you roll?
A 1 and a 2.
Oh no!
Ooh. It's okay. You want to know what my total is?
It's decent enough. It's probably like 20.
It's 18.
18. Okay.
So 20, what was it?
27.
Rob?
25.
So yeah, sorry. 25.
18.
I forgot to
dang.
guide somebody, but oh well.
25.
That's with the +10.
I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Gotcha. All right, so you guys are fine. You were able to stealth up to Jeffron Avenue. You find your way to Jeffron Avenue, and as you can see almost immediately, even as a bisecting street, a side street, the bulk of this avenue off of Polywan Park or Polywan Place is a single estate. It has many parts to it that is built into the side of this mountain. Part of the front has been carved out for a rather elaborate porch that sits atop a kind of grand staircase. You can see what passes for, again, this is all built in the side of a mountain, so it's a little weird looking, but you can see what passes for perhaps a carriage house, probably for a guest, and then a servant's quarter on the far left. But the bulk of this avenue belongs to a single house, which is, you imagine, the home of Lady Catia. What do you wish to do?
Right, this isn't my forte.
So this is literally this part of Jeffron, you're saying?
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is where
This
the
is
address
her.
led us
This
to.
is her hat. Yeah, this is her.
So as we relatively casually, slowly walk past the front of this house,
Okay.
I want to see what alleyways, windows, entrances, and otherwise notable information across here. Unfortunately, I don't have detect magic. If you could, we can see if there are any magical traps on the general outside vicinity of this house.
I can try to stealthily cast detect magic so that when I walk past.
You want to cast it as a ritual, or?
I mean,
Yes.
we can backtrack and you don't have to be stealthy if you don't want to.
Or maybe you're trying to adjust. It lasts for several minutes, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll sleight of hand.
Maybe you're trying to like adjust your shoe or something. Like the rhythm on your shoe's messed up.
I'll guide you. I mean, I'm not doing anything else.
You touch him. Okay.
So guidance. That would be a 13.
Okay. So you kind of try to mutter under your breath for about 10 minutes and gently guide your hand around as you cast detect magic. Your eyes light up. Immediately what you see are the kind of ever-burning. So almost all of Fort Mountain Hall is entirely dimly lit. There is no sunlight that creeps through here because you are within a mountain. So there's the little ever-burning torches and things like that are illuminate for you. Other than that, so when you actually look your eyes upon the house itself, you do see that it is warded and guarded. There is what looks to be a abjuration magic, divination magic, evocation magic, and enchantment. There are 4 schools guarding this house across multiple layers.
Which ones?
So, evocation,
Divination,
Abjuration. And
Enchantment.
Paleontology.
Yeah.
Is it easier just to list the ones that aren't protecting it?
Yeah.
pretty much.
I mean, it's
that's
half.
about.
Is
right?
is there?
Is it like all over the house, or is
yeah.
it like on the gate?
Yeah,
What
you can
about,
see
like,
the dwarven
windows?
runes have been kind of modified and etched in a different language, but that these runes have then been re-imbued, and their magic is protecting this house.
Got it.
What's the level of foot traffic on the street? Is there like a bench within eye shot of the house where like a group could surreptitiously sit?
So yeah, you're in an intersecting thing with Polywog Park. I would say it's very light foot traffic. There's maybe 2 or 3 people in plain eyesight, and you guys are kind of sticking to the shadows and using magic to conceal your form. So yeah, there's a bench though. I mean, not a bench. That would be back at the park.
Okay.
Honestly, I can't imagine a bench being here.
I'm trying to think if there's a place that a group could loiter without drawing too much attention.
I mean, on the other side of the street, you could just kind of be there.
Okay. Oh, we are magically, like, kind of...
So back to my questions. Alleyways around the house, can you get to the front without having to pass through the grounds?
No, it looks as if there's not a lot of really going around. Usually what you hit is more rock once there's any kind of separation. There's not really alleyways. There's streets, there's not too many out, yeah.
And then, so, what's the fence made out of? What kind of entrances are there into the home? How tall is the home?
It's fairly tall. I'm gonna go ahead and say that you can see the front entrance. Lord knows how much more of it is built into the mountain, but the front entrance you could say, let's say 20 feet up on the it's about 7.5 to 10 feet to the top of the grand staircase in the patio, and then another 10 feet you can see the entrance to this home built in the mountain. And yeah, the gate, and then the gate is, we'll say, wrought iron. It's tall, but it is open.
Interesting.
Okay.
Does this look like a gate that would be, like, how do I put it? It's the gate to a ground, so is it unusual that it's open? Or is it just like...
Slightly unusual. It's midday, though, but you don't see anyone around. But it is unusual that it is open, yes. There's not a whole lot of grounds. There's like the little area you could gather in. There's a large porch and there's a couple little spaces, but yeah.
Because this is literally all just a facade carved into the stone.
Exactly.
Right?
The
like,
real thing, yeah. The real thing is within.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this makes it a little bit difficult.
Okay, we found it. We've seen it. We know how to get... Hopefully, people please memorize how to get from here to where we're staying.
Do we know where Professor Vasselior's workshop is in relation to the house?
I was told it was on the street, so I'm assuming he's living in the... what was her title?
Lady Catia, the Baroness of Jeffron Avenue.
I'm sure
So there's no other little houses or anything that looks like a lab or...
There is the carriage house that might house a guest. But basically, it's another little home entrance that's so close that you assume it's a carriage house. It's not labeled. Baronetess, yeah.
Are you close enough to the carriage house that you can tell me if it's also warded?
Most likely is. The level of this magic and the amount of the magic is very, very strong. I would not be surprised if everything is warded.
And the magic cascades over everything that you see like a weave. However, you do see that the gate kind of separates, and through that little opening, there is an opening in this barrier of magic. So you could walk through there without probably triggering anything.
What if you did have a message to deliver to Professor Vasselior?
I absolutely could. I could have a message from Sevilius, and I could be a messenger.
That's what I was thinking. What if there
Thanking
was
him for the sword.
an actual message? We have... I'm sure somebody has pen and paper on them.
I do.
You could write something quickly, and maybe even saying...
Thank you for the sword.
Thank you for the sword. It's
Yes,
worked
and
out really well.
we're getting ready to leave Bridgeton, and
We'll be heading out from Bridgeton soon and towards Mountain Hall.
I look forward to maybe meeting you somewhere on our travels.
Or we're heading to Mercinia.
To Mercinia. Okay, so don't tell them we're coming, just...
Right.
Correct.
Got it.
Right, we're getting ready to leave Bridgeton, and we look to be heading to Mercinia next.
We should probably not be within eyesight of the building when we're ready.
No, of course
We'll
not.
go around the corner or back to a park or something.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, you guys
So
are
that
effectively
describe it
whatever
out.
it is you might have found.
Okay.
And maybe then walk up, and since the gate is open, maybe knock on the door, or is there a doorbell or whatever it is that's customary over here.
Yeah. Do we know what standard custom would be?
And then maybe see if you can get that message delivered.
I'm a courier. I was paid to make sure it got into Professor Vasselior's hand.
And worst case scenario, you just cast haste on yourself and get out of there.
Of course. That's fine.
All right. So, and basic protocol, if you suspect he's staying in the carriage house is actually outside the protected gate, the entrance to it, oddly enough. But you can just knock on it. Wonderful.
You could try the carriage house
Can you
first.
enhance any of my abilities that would make it easier for me to maybe
tapped.
lie? Okay.
I mean, I'd have to cast it at 3rd level.
Okay. That's
And
fine.
I only have 2 of those left.
I trust in your abilities, Justice.
Who's Justice?
I trust in your ability.
So I could do it, but we'd have to make sure that we wanted to spend that resource. Is what I'm saying essentially.
It's your call.
I don't think we're going to get into a shooting match, but I would prefer to blow the cover.
We're intending to just head back and take a rest after this, right?
Correct.
Long sleep.
Correct.
Yes.
And then we'll head out in the morning to
The forever
this out.
sleep.
Save that part of the song.
The crescendo.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So loud.
sure. I will enhance ability at 3rd level then.
Charisma? Or...
His charisma.
Okay.
And should I bump anyone else just because?
Just bump yourself. It's your spellcasting
I'll do
ability.
it, yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll bump both of us on charisma then.
Alright.
Might as well use it if I'm casting it at the 3rd
So
level.
you write...
Yep,
you
so I'll
write
pen
that
up the
letter.
letter.
Okay. And then you're
And,
going to just knock?
Yeah, so I'm going to approach it, and as
I
I...
give you inspiration before you go.
Thank
Alright.
you.
I'm sure I have like a seal or something. Or
You do. It
So
literally
I'll-
on your character
I
sheet
will
it should
seal
say.
it.
Yeah. The noble
With my
background
stamp.
comes with the
Yep.
signet ring. Yep.
So, while
On
we're
your
over here,
cheek.
I'm going to...
You're my messenger now.
I'm going to change my outfit into what would be appropriate for a courier.
Okay.
And then I will approach the... I guess I'll approach the carriage house first, and once I'm in the grounds, I'm obviously trying to look out.
The entrance to the carriage house is actually outside the grounds.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's like like if you're facing it on the right is the carriage house entrance, the facade of it, and then just a little back in is the gate slightly open.
You know what? I will go to the house first, because I would not make the presumption that whomever I'm delivering the letter to is a carriage house. So I will go through the gate.
Alrighty. So as you enter the gate, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. No, I'm joking. Now you go in through the gate, and as you walk in, you immediately notice the drop in temperature. It's a little cold in here, as if terraforming and magical enchantments for comfort are not uncommon. But this is the first time you've ever walked into it's an underground facility. It was already pretty on the chill side. It's even chillier once you enter the gate of the grounds, and the large staircase stands before you, as well as the patio and the golden door.
I'm gonna just take it in. Do I see like immediate deliverable threats?
Roll perception.
That is a 20.
Alright. You don't see anything that strikes your fancy. It's pretty well kept. You can see that there's an awful lot of foot traffic, a lot of wear and tear on the stairs. Like people have been just it's seen a lot of action. These whole grounds have. There's a nice gentle wear and tear to this whole area. Blighted grass, what little like fake lawn there is. Yeah.
Right.
The grass is kind of blighted, like people have been standing on it recently. It's a party house, frat house.
Right. Well, for the lady. Okay. I will approach the main door.
Alrighty. The large golden door stands before you.
Are there any windows?
No.
I'm gonna put my ear to the door and listen.
Roll perception.
It's cocked. Sorry. That's a 7.
You don't hear anything. It's
Sorry.
actually eerily quiet. You notice now that the world kind of fades away. Now you're standing up here. You can't hear the traffic outside the gate. The hustle and bustle of the city. There's no bugs. There's no wildlife because it's under a mountain. Just eerily still and quiet as you stand there on the porch.
How far away is he from us?
60 feet.
Perfect. Okay. I just want to make sure I'm within eyesight and casting range.
Wonderful. I'll use the
He'll be fine.
I'll use the knocker.
Okay.
The-
Counterspell only goes.
The dwarven make knock that you can hear it reverberating inside the house. It echoes through this dead silence that is accompanying the grounds. You wait.
I'm gonna like kind of fidget a little bit like a person would, you know.
The door cocks open ever so slightly. A gaunt man with sunken-in cheeks, pale and possibly pale skin, with a balding kind of skullet-looking design that's slicked back. He has a butler's uniform, you know. Oh, can I help you?
Oh, what time of day is this?
Midday.
Oh, good afternoon. I'm a courier from...
I'm afraid the party hasn't started yet.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I believe that you might misunderstand my meaning. I'm a courier from Bridgeton. I have a letter for Professor Vasselior.
Oh, couriers. You're supposed to use the servants' entrance.
Oh, I'm so sorry. This town is so new to me.
Lady Catia welcomes all to her doorstep.
Okay,
But
well,
Professor Vasselior, you said?
yes, I was paid to deliver it to him directly, yes.
Oh, he's in the carriage house.
Oh, well, thank you. So, for future reference, if I deliver yet another message, which I assume I will, servant's entrance?
Yes, for Lady Catia, you would use the servants' entrance.
But the carriage house for Professor Vasselior.
Yes, I could take it to him if you want.
So, what's your... Mr. Anastasia gave me a pretty penny to make sure that he received it directly.
My goodness, to meet an elven prince.
Yes, it was quite enthralling.
Yes.
And what did you say your name was?
My name?
Yes.
You may call me Mr. M. Everyone does.
Mr. M, thank you for your help. I've never been to Fort Mountain Hall before.
Really? Then you haven't been to our party.
No, I'm not much one for parties.
You look like you could use a decent bowl and a nice bread. You should come by later. Tomorrow night or so.
What kind of a party is this? Someone of my standing doesn't...
The more condescending type would call it a soup kitchen, but Lady Catia often opens her home to the wayward, the vagabonds, and what we call the wretched, and feeds them, clothes them, sends them on their way.
Insight check?
Yeah, roll insight. You're gonna get abducted.
Oh my.
As he slips a rupee into my drink.
That one.
No way.
What?
It went 19.
That's amazing.
It went 19. It hit the fold in the fabric. Down to one.
Lady Catia, turns out she's a bleeding heart.
Yeah.
It seems legit.
Okay. I would have no reason to doubt it. Well, that's very kind of you, sir. Well, we'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna tarry in Mountain Hall for very long, but you said it's tonight?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
We throw one. You can come by any time. You could come run in right now if you wish. You say you're here all alone? No friends or family?
Not here. I live in Bridgeton.
Why don't you come in?
That's okay. I really must be getting this letter to Professor Vasselior.
Are you sure? Sure you don't want to come in?
God damn it.
Yes, I really must insist.
All right. Well, I hope you do come by. We make wonderful soup. And if you have no place to stay, Lady Catia's halls are welcome you. You may stay in the manor.
Oh, well, this Lady Catia sounds to be a woman of virtue and beneficence. So
She is the finest mistress I've ever worked for.
is she hiring? And I kind of joke. And,
Oh, yes. Would you like? I mean, if you would like to come back for an interview,
Can't
Well,
contain myself.
you're just her type.
glorious. Because I am quite picture. Yeah.
Buxom, nice,
Yeah.
pleasant looking.
Oh.
The main character from what's it called? Westworld. One job before the other. I'm gonna make sure I get this letter delivered for Mr. Anastasia, and then maybe I will see you tomorrow night.
What was your name again? One more time.
My name is Claire.
Claire, I'll be looking for you.
And it is very nice to meet you, Mr. M.
No.
Good day.
Good day.
Closes and you hear like a.
Yep, of course you do.
Yeah, of course.
The door closes.
All right,
Little interview with the vampire.
Glorious. All alone,
guys.
no family. It's just all right.
You've been
close,
standing
buddy.
there a while. Do you want to come in?
Oh no!
Something like that.
I was tempted, more reconnaissance, but no. So I'm going to then I'm going to approach the carriage house.
All right.
And
Come
as I-
outside the gate?
Yeah, exactly. And is also not within the shielded area? Or
No,
is it
yeah,
just-
the two other entrances are not within within the gate. They're not
Right.
within the gate. There's some minor magical enchantments, but it's not as nearly as fortified.
Okay. I'm going to come up and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to listen to see if I can hear anything.
Roll perception.
Yeah, buddy. Gonna flatten out this rolling surface.
Yeah, I've been trying to.
Is that-
that
It's
looks
cocked.
It is so
Yeah.
Super
cocked.
cocked. Maybe don't roll it so far.
Okay.
There you go.
You have to get good momentum for
Yeah,
the good
dude.
roll.
You're gonna get
That's a
everyone knows.
that's
it's
a
all about the
15.
momentum.
Huh?
That's a 15.
All right. You hear. Ching. No. Wait, no, it's not that close. You just hear like, and like some shuffling.
I will knock on the door.
What the? Yeah. It's a human man greets you.
Oh, hello. I'm a courier from Bridgeton. I have a letter for Professor Vasselior. Mr. M told me that you would be here.
Give it to me.
I'm sorry, Mr. Anastasia paid me extra to make sure I delivered it directly to Professor.
Talk to Mr. M.
Yes, he sent me this way.
Come the fuck on.
Okay.
So you slip into the foyer. Nice foyer. Nice digs. Some of the dwarven make has actually been, though the kind of stone. Not that you know a lot about Fort Monthall, but a lot of the stone make has been ripped away, and there's actually hardwood floors throughout this entire place. It's been gutted and renovated. Red and gold Gishari kind of tapestries hang. This looks to be the home of someone who believes in this country.
Oh wow.
There's minor little adornments and taxidermist little things around. But, a nice, respectable upper middle class house.
Yep.
And the foyer it snakes around, and there's one guard right there, and there's another to the right. And as he kind of walks you through, you see two more. There's 4 guards total within the foyer in the first hallway.
So I would try to avoid, if possible, like once we go into that foyer,
Yeah.
I would be like, I don't want to intrude.
Oh, you're not intruding. What? I mean, you're a messenger. Mr. M cleared you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm a little caught up in this moment. It's like, damn it.
I just used message to say, are you okay?
You don't hear anything.
Oh no.
It's warded. It's not as warded as the other house, but it's
Fuck
warded.
me.
That's fine.
Oh,
We'll be fine.
fuck me.
So you just don't hear anything. You're like, are you okay?
What? Worst case scenario, he makes me. He knows I work with him. I'm like, I have a letter delivered to you. And yeah, I'm in good
So you see her down your right, looks to be some kind of bedroom entrance, and he snakes you around the corner into, you see like a little humble kitchen, a pantry.
committing everything in my brain.
Right, yeah. A little dining room that's kind of beyond the pantry, like if you were moving past the pantry, that kind of seems to be the center of this place. This is probably a 1 bedroom, but a nice spacious room. And then he brings you into the workshop. You hear ching, ching, and go away. Got a messenger for you. M. cleared him, please. For the love of God. Messenger? We haven't had one of those in a while. You hear from beyond the gate.
Does that sound like thunk?
It does.
Okay.
So the door opens up ever so slightly, and you see the whirring eye of Professor Vasselior.
So I'll make sure.
No, actually, it's his left. So you would just see the normal eye of Professor Vasselior.
So I'm gonna do like the kind of like sheepish thing, like where I'm kind of like leaning at the door frame too, like so only really my face, which is not magically done up, is visible.
Alrighty.
Are you Professor Vasselior?
I am.
I have a letter from you from a Mr. Anastasia.
Oh, that was fast.
Yes, it's from Bridgeton. He paid me to deliver to you, and I presented him the letter with the seal.
You must not trusted the human courier services did the old-fashioned way.
Something like that.
Takes the note. What's this letter say?
It said,
I was thinking.
thank you for the sword. It's served its purpose very well. It's performed admirably. We are heading to Mercinia soon, and we hope to meet up with you at some future time. It would be our great pleasure.
Let's go box it. Alright. Well, he reaches in, throws you 3 silver.
I might build while he's reading it. am I able to see anything?
Roll perception. As he kind of is reading the door and kind of knocks it over to throw you some coin, he opens it just ever so slightly more to give you potentially a glimpse.
That's a 13.
Okay. Hard to make out the details. The workshop seems to be the. It looks like as if the rest of it
had inspiration.
Oh, I forgot.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
I appreciate that. That's a D8, right?
Yeah, D8.
That's the good kind of quest talk. Remembering your abilities.
Yeah.
The things that you did.
Remember something like this.
Okay, so that's that turns that into an 18.
Much better.
Okay.
So it looks to be as if they've like this. Like you're kind of getting a sense because with the awkward layout of this place. It's like this was obviously like they gutted this and turned this into a huge workshop, and then like moved everything out of it. It's like this house used to be laid out differently. It's an awkward layout. You kind of first notice. This probably used to be a 2 or 3 bedroom. Now it's like a 1 bedroom with a huge ass workshop.
Yeah.
The huge, massive workshop that extends into the side of the mountain. Has standing in it, kind of with several armaments and the chains that accompany a giant prototype-looking warforged, larger than you remember seeing him prior to the stream in one of the very first games we played in this campaign. Kathuk, the long-dead Beholder Archmage guy who transferred his consciousness into a prototype warforged millennia ago, long before even warforged were an idea. And his armor seems to be even thicker. He was pretty large and imposing before. He's slightly larger. His armor is thicker and more gold-plated. He has in half of his face seems to be part of another warforge that has been kind of affixed on pretty delicately, but also has a crude technique to it. And he has a menacing red eye that spins rapidly with a fiery energy. His arm, you can see. So you got an 18, right? So you get the 20, you get the 15 plus. So he has several kind of long blades that could probably eject out, and on his shoulder he has what appears to be wings. I don't know how else to say this. Things that allow him to fly.
Well, at least we know where the rest of the Flicker Kufu's went.
Yep.
He did have a jetpack last time we saw him
He
anyway, so...
He did, and these wings appear to be bladed.
Oh,
This is wonderful.
fun.
Maybe, you know what? This Professor Vasselior doesn't seem all that bad. Justice should just hang out with him.
You see the opened and dissected carcasses of several warforged.
Mm-hmm.
Goes into a rage. I'd like to rage now.
So
Right.
pieces of
Becomes
other
a partner.
accoutrement and technology, all in that kind of quick glance. That's what you see.
Exactly. Just size it up, take it in, and then he hands me a little bit of money. How much does he hand me?
3 silver, and he slams the door in your face.
And then I'll turn expectantly to the. And I'm sorry, what was your name?
Oh, my name was. I have them all right here.
Aren't you supposed to get some sort of, like, confirmation that the letter was received?
Gemma.
I think this is probably enough.
Gemma.
Gemmo?
Gemma, yeah.
J-E-M-O?
J-E-M-O?
Gemmo is very nice to meet you. He's a very peculiar man, isn't he?
I don't know. I'm just hired to protect him.
Oh, okay. So I'll say, as I guess he's walking us back out.
Yep, he is.
And I'll make sure that I'm walking a little slowly to keep the conversation going. I'll say, I've never been to Fort Mountain Hall before. Is there any places that you recommend to eat?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm new to town and, I don't get to travel much, so...
Came all the way from Bridgeton?
Well, I usually only deliver letters there local or the homesteads around there, but this Mr. Anastasia was pretty insistent that it be delivered directly.
Dang, that's a fast turnaround.
What do you mean?
Bridgeton is 600 miles from here.
Oh, he had some extra ticket?
Oh, the train. Oh, that makes sense. I thought you meant a carriage there. Okay.
Oh, no. It was quite an experience. I'd never been on the train before.
All right, well, have a good day.
Have a good day. Would you say that I've observed and talked to Gemmo long enough
Yep,
to be able to
for
replicate
1
his
minute.
voice?
Yep.
Wonderful.
Oh, man.
All right.
Ooh.
And I will
Nice.
jauntily,
He's an older man with a scraggly beard, and he is a Grandling Golder. Grandling, and they are 4 Grandling Golders in the foyer. He seems to be the captain.
What a wicked web we weave.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the Gremlings is also just like, it's one of the only games in town, so
Yeah.
the Golders are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, older, scraggly man, white, salt and pepper hair, beard, obviously several scars. He's been through the ringer and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So as like as we're standing there, well, no, I'm not gonna push my luck. All right,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
gonna
like
keep
pushing you. He's like, get lost.
going.
Be gone, thought.
What
Right.
about M? Did you study Mr. M long enough?
I
So
don't
yeah,
know.
you definitely. It's a minute, isn't it? Or-
Yeah, it's a minute.
Then yeah, you definitely, Mr. M. Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, never mind.
Yeah.
I'll look it up. It's fine.
You might want to do that one sparingly.
That's fine. Before I leave, I'm gonna just try to very surreptitiously study the type of lock and whatnot. I know that this is likely also magically warded, but if I can do anything that makes it easier for me to pick it later.
Pick. Go and roll perception at disadvantage. I'll say since you're in talking to. and he's
Oh, I was
got-
gonna say it was after he closed the door.
Oh my bad. That's fine. Go ahead. Roll an
Okay.
investigation or perception.
Sure.
I guess this would be investigation. Sorry. Looking at my beautiful maps.
That's only a 9.
TMing is hard. Yeah, you're not able to ascertain. You're like, oh, I got it.
It's the outside, yeah, and I'm like, not looking at the view. Hello!
Trying not to
It's
cause a
kitchen.
scene.
Yeah. Alright. And I'll walk back down the street to where you guys are at.
Okay.
Oh, good, he's back.
Hello, how are things?
I was worried that you didn't respond to my message.
There was a message?
I sent you a message.
The wards probably stopped it.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know that you can't get spells in and out, or at least that.
Maybe
that
we
one.
should
We should head
go
back to the inn,
before
and then
we
we can
discuss.
discuss.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure no one follows us on the way back to the inn.
No one's following you. Your 30's gonna carry for a little while longer.
The Mr. M is like batting from thing to
Mr.
thing.
M.
Yeah, like he's
Ooh, I'm so excited for Fort Bethel.
gosh,
Oh,
he's like from like smokestack
I'm
to
just-
smokestack.
That almost got very dangerous for you, buddy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Ah,
Are
okay.
vampires citizens?
That's a good
Am
question.
I allowed to kill them?
Are vampires able to eat Warforged?
Guess you'll find out.
Dominate, yes.
So- You guys head back to the Tinkling Tinkerer, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, before we go back,
Yeah.
do we actually want to go back to the scene of the crime, so to speak? If we were
Or do
worried
we
about,
want to try a different end?
maybe we should go to the shitty one or to the nice one.
Yeah. We should go to the Flatulent Ankheg.
You guys want to go to the
You
Flatulent?
don't actually.
No, as we're walking, I'm saying like
Civilians doesn't
legitimately,
want
if
to.
we were afraid that that we were followed, and if maybe Duke
It does make sense.
made
Yeah.
So we've not been followed here. We've not been followed thus far.
right, but we weren't being
As
secretive.
an extra precaution, we might want to take a different route, but we should definitely, some portion of us should go back and scout the original inn. Do we
Yeah.
want to do that on the way
And get
over to
the
wherever-
explosive barrel, possibly, if we can.
Yeah.
The gunpowder barrel.
Oh my god.
left a
oh
barrel.
no, he did.
He did.
Just sitting in that room.
7d6 barrel, baby.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Exploded one of those
Does
before.
does
Yep,
anyone
you have,
agree-
and that's how you know the damage.
Does anyone agree, or do we agree that maybe not staying at the inn? Because even if we haven't been followed, we weren't being very secretive when we came into town, and they might know where we'd been staying.
True, we're all disguised. Why don't we go check it out now?
Sure.
I can drop most of my disguise, go in, collect whatever we want, come back out. You guys pick a different inn while I'm inside.
Yeah. And it's also point of order. Morgan's agents only know that you're at that inn, so they're gonna. I mean, they could, just as a point of order.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right.
So-
Well, we'll head back there then.
Oh, and the dwarf was disguised to look like a short human.
But he's back on Morgan's airship.
Right. I was thinking, like, if we were scryed on, we thought we were being scryed on,
Right.
so I'm thinking, like,
Alrighty.
Right.
okay.
So you guys make your way back to the Tinkling Tinkerer, having successfully shaken for now any kind of shade tags that were following you way back when, 2 days ago. And you arrive back at the Tinkling Tinkerer. When you enter in, the first thing you see is Glitch and Beverly sitting at a table.
But we don't look
So-
like us.
Did they
You
notice?
guys are the only
No.
ones that. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you're.
Oh,
going
actually, no,
in.
they
We
saw.
are- Yeah.
They saw us because we disguised ourselves in the hut.
Right.
We
Yeah.
talked
So
to
they
them,
know.
so they
that you
didn't know.
look like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
would you guys like to go sit down? I will go up to our rooms. Come back down with the keg.
I'll help you.
Walk up to Glitch so that if he doesn't remember their outfits or their disguises.
Beverly seems to, or any of you, no, you're all physical disguises. He can
Mhm.
see through it. So yeah, they do remember you though, because you're on the airship. They just give you a little nod, look away.
I'll let them have a scene while we go up and check the thing.
And then
I would have changed in an alleyway somewhere back to respectable commoner,
Okay.
so that I'm not walking around
That's
in
fine.
here looking out of place.
All right. I appreciate the note. Whenever you all walk, Beverly stands up. Whenever you guys approach the table, gives you guys a bow.
I bow back. I greatly apologize for my appearance right now.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I've greeted you as worse, I'm sure.
Unbecoming.
And Glitch is like, "How you doing, Gilly? Feeling all right?"
Still a bit shaken, but doing okay.
Right, understandable. So we've got some good news for you. Dupla hasn't moved. She's still at O'Shea Manor, boozing and being about.
That's good.
We're getting the sense that if she does know what's happened, she doesn't know how to do it, how to react to it,
Okay.
or something, because she's playing it cool.
Is there any indication? I know it's hard for you to gauge, but is there any indication that she's done anything to my parents?
We have no way of knowing, but I mean, I'm not sure. Not yet. She hasn't done anything untoward yet since this whole thing has transpired earlier today.
Okay.
So for now, she's playing it cool or trying to gather her forces or whatever, but we're keeping an eye on her best we can.
Is there any way she could be... Does she have anyone she could be sending instead of her leaving?
Oh yeah, she's got legions of enforcers, but I mean,
Great.
we've established something like we're trying to move agents as quickly as we can. We've established something of a perimeter here, but yeah, I mean, we're just gonna have to play this one by ear for now.
Okay.
Beverly's assisting us for the rest of the day or so, but he's got some business to attend to. I would stay longer. I do enjoy Fort Mountain Hall.
It is a nice city.
I don't know. He says, but alas, I must be off once the night falls.
It's
Got
so
any fun
cryptic.
Oh, I have all the fun plans, my liege. All of the fun in the world to be had today. But I thought I'd come by and make sure everything's okay, since this Dupla woman is apparently trouble.
Correct.
That's an apt word for it, I think.
Just the reason we're not talking, I'm not there at least. I think that you and I went up for the.
So
for the-
I would have checked to see who else was in the room and at the bar, and if it was the same barkeep.
Yeah, the no nonsense lady is there as the barkeep and the gnomish waiter. They're still there. It's an
And
innkeeper.
then once I was out of their sight, presumably up the stairs to the rooms, I would have tried to be as quietly and stealthy as possible.
Alrighty, doing real stuff.
How long has it been since we were at?
You still have oh no, it would have taken you. No, it's faded.
It's over an hour.
Yeah, because it's a big city.
It's okay. 23,
Alright, you stealthy.
I had less than that.
I think. Yeah, 23.
Alrighty. You wanna? So you're approaching your room.
So I just want to approach the room, make sure it's not trapped, and then
Roll perception.
I'll assist you if possible.
Yeah, that's so much better. 25.
25. Yeah, there's no one in there. It's not trapped.
Not trapped. So then I'll go in, get the keg, come back downstairs.
You're going downstairs with the keg?
Uh,
It's a keg full of gunpowder, just so you understand.
Didn't we say that we would
Push it
probably
downstairs.
just stay here, or are we not staying here?
So, but that's the thing. So, okay, so if it would be ridiculous to carry the keg
It's
around,
absurd, and it's also incredibly heavy.
Okay, then I will leave it there, come back downstairs.
Maybe put it in the closet or something.
Yeah.
Or under the bed. I mean, something. Wait, make it look like it's the nightstand. Just put something, like put a picture.
Like a lamp on top.
Yeah, put a lamp.
You mean candles?
Put the oil
Yeah,
lamp
just
on
put
top.
an oil candle.
Oh,
That
yep, that seems good.
I'm half serious to try to make it look like part of the furniture.
You're with me.
Yeah.
You can. You're
Awesome.
welcome to. Just
It's a nightstand.
don't put it anywhere near flame.
What? It's like putting the oil lamp on it, trying to light
Justice,
it.
no.
I'm not justice.
You
Okay.
sure are suicidal, though.
I'm good.
I would
So
return back.
So it's
setting it
like-
down and going back downstairs.
And
in your
there's no
suite.
windows or anything.
No, there's no windows.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
going
okay.
to,
Fake
as we
windows.
leave, I'm going to try to like put like a piece of hair from my outfit or something so to know if the door is opened.
Alright.
I don't
I
know.
can.
You don't have to roll for putting hair on a door.
Whatever that would be, like surreptitious, so it's not
I
obvious.
understand.
So as I'm watching him do this, I can snare the door. It lasts for 8 hours.
You can.
I would rather us know without them knowing.
We'll know for 8 hours, and they'll be
Oh.
trapped.
That's what I'm saying. So if I hate to put it, if like a maid comes in, just to know if we return, if somebody's been in. Is
I
there a
don't
thing
think
that
we'll be
says?
gone that long.
Is there a thing that says like do not disturb?
No.
And this would be funny if Sibelius walks through without us here. Could be hilarious.
I'm just afraid of it drawing too much attention. If we do get like a servant girl, you could put a sock over the door, and that's the universal sign for don't come in.
What are you guys doing?
I can't stop her from doing anything, but I'm just gonna do that and put a sock on the door,
Okay.
and I'll return. It's the universal sign.
Absurdity.
So how are
Aren't
things
we all?
going with your mission here? Glitch says.
We've learned a bit.
Alright.
Not sure what we're gonna do about what we've learned,
Alright.
but before we do really anything else, I think we need a good long rest.
Fair enough. We'll be guarding you.
Should we stay here then? You think?
I mean, she hasn't moved. It's up to you. We'll go where you go.
I mean, if you're guarding us, that definitely sets our mind at ease.
Absolutely.
We could probably stay here, I guess.
You think?
Yeah, it's probably safe.
Alright. So, what are you guys doing?
We'll probably rejoin them about that point.
Sure. Did you want to brief the party and what you...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So looking around, like, do we want to take this conversation up to one of the
We
rooms?
should probably do so.
Okay. Maybe not the room with the kegs.
Yes, let's.
Whichever room.
Okay.
Alright. You guys have 3 rooms.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, if it's a different room than the one that we scouted, I want to also check it for traps and everything else.
Well, I'll say the keg is in Gilly and Selena's room since you're the one who was involved with it.
Right.
And then
We can go to my room.
We'll go to Sevilius' room, which is the largest room they had, which they're all the same, but it's
Well,
1 inch
it's
larger, and by
slightly
God,
larger.
he bought
It's
paid for
better.
it.
But
That's
not all
fine.
at once.
Okay.
Since Sevilius and I were staying down here by ourselves, well, not by ourselves, but we were staying down here while you two left. Why don't you and I pop up first,
Alright.
and then
So-
Glitch and Beverly, and then you two.
All right. You guys reconvene in the room.
Mhm.
Yep. Brief him, Justice.
Well,
So what happened?
so I first approached the main manse, which I think that you guys probably could see from the street. I met the servant, Mr. M. He was an older gentleman, very regal. He informed me that Clarissa, what's that her name?
Catia. Lady Catia.
Why am I so bad at this? let me fix my note.
Names are hard, guys.
Lady Catia.
The Baronet.
The Baronetess.
Of Jeff Ron Avenue.
Jeff.
Oh god, we haven't heard from
After.
Mrs. Kilgast for a while.
Correct.
I haven't talked to her in a while.
We
I heard
probably
that
could have used her for recon. Never mind. Not important.
Lady Catia seems to run a soup kitchen out of her home for the disenfranchised and wayward souls. He even offered me to come in. He seemed to be interested that I was in town alone, but then he said that tomorrow night they will have an open door for anyone who needs food and clothing and shelter. He called it a party.
Interesting. That would probably be a good inn. To get close to Vasselior.
Could be.
Potentially, although it
If
was
Vassilior's even there.
it was in the manse apart from the carriage house, but I guess that could be some
It's
kind
so close by.
of so that was my interaction with him. I jokingly inquired to a job, and he actually said that would be amendable. So I left the door open, so to speak, to return. Amendable? Oh, I say amendable, right?
You
You can
did.
amend.
No,
I always,
fine, it's
I always
fine.
have that up. Anyway, I left the door open, so to speak, to come back the following evening
to either for food and or to inquire about the job.
Excellent.
She's Gish nobility, right?
Mm-hmm. As far as I'm aware.
Yep.
The lowest rung of nobility here, but yeah.
Okay, but Gish nobility nonetheless.
Sure.
Gish.
Yes.
I mean,
I don't remember any Gish I've ever met, heard about, or traveled by running a soup kitchen for those.
Yeah, mostly like all Gish, she's taking advantage of people somehow.
I'm just joking.
I mean,
there could be tax
I'm
incentives for the property.
cynical or
probably.
potentially bitter, but any history that you know of
yeah. What do I know?
any Gish nobility, not halflings.
Sure, I
Your
understand
parents
what you're
were
saying.
Amazing and took in a lot of kids.
You're specifically
Not
talking
that I know
about.
of. All Gish are filth.
So, what do I? Oh man.
Wow.
What do I know
That's what
about-
you really think.
Like
Roll
what?
history.
What can I gather from this situation?
I mean, I don't think I can
Right to
assist.
guide
but,
myself.
you get to reroll ones?
It's not a 1. It's a 2.
Did you roll
Plus,
Like 2 ones.
so 12.
You have a plus 10 to history?
No, I rolled guidance.
Oh. I'm like, you know, the Gish they are members of the Church of Marissa. Marissa has 2 swords, justice and mercy. These are part of the tenets of Gish. Yes, you know, you're allowed to be wealthy, but you're also supposed to be philanthropic. She's living according to the Church of Marissa.
Which you're not a real big follower of
That's what I
Marissa,
say.
so you wouldn't.
Essentially.
Do they do this out of their own homes usually?
That is a touch
don't really
unconventional,
know.
but she's a low-ranking noble, and she's a bit of a wild card.
Maybe she gets some kind of incentive from the city for doing it that way.
I doubt it.
Or
Yeah.
maybe she's just trying to curry favor with, with the right people or something. Not.
How did
So-
he describe the people they were feeding and clothing? What words did he use?
I think he said like the needy or the wayward souls, something like that. He seemed interested in me. But I mean, I was a courier.
Didn't look all that needy and wayward.
Right. He said I was exactly her type when I inquired about the job. But
Or maybe like a handmaiden or something.
right.
Or whatever
Although
the word would be for that.
Maybe we focus on Professor Vasselior.
Yeah.
She seems.
Yeah,
Sure,
absolutely.
Because
we
I'm
don't even
convinced by
know-
his story that it's.
We don't even know that the professor's going to be there.
Right.
We just need
Well,
to look for trouble if we use this as an in to the property.
Right.
I just don't trust nobility in any way, shape, or form. So.
Right. So Professor Vasselior's house, I saw at least 4 guards. They were Grandling Golders. Were they humans? They appear to be humans.
Yeah, they're all humans.
Human guards. There seems to have been some work on the carriage house. A large portion of it was converted into a workshop. You have to go pretty deep within the structure, past a lot of rooms and whatnot. Their workshop is behind a pretty heavy door. Is that fair to say, heavy door?
Yeah.
Professor Vasselior and Cthulhu were both there. They did not seem to be suspicious of me, but they were. Cthulhu had clearly been experimented on. And has several accoutrements, and they were in the process of building what appeared to be yet another prototype Warforged, much larger than myself, or I think even a Centurion, and I could see the evidence of his experiments on other Warforged there and their cadavers.
I'm surprised you walked out of there without trying to kill all 6 of them.
I do have some self-control.
Fair enough.
The slow knife. So
Not in my experience.
Well, I don't know what we do with this information. I mean, I don't think it's. We have no reason to believe that Professor Vasselior will necessarily be at that party.
No,
But
just
it
that he'll
could
be
be-
on property.
Yeah, it's more about the commotion of the party distracting from if we get into any confrontation with Professor Vasselior. There'll already be a lot of people on the property.
Sure.
It'll give us a reason to be around there. it will potentially even pull guards away from protecting Professor Vasselior if they're more concerned about protecting the main manor from any lower class citizens than them that are around.
Being a spy, would I understand that the Grandling usually only has one contract at a time? They don't usually serve two people?
They're a massive company. There can be Grandling Golders both in the house and in the carriage house.
Okay, so they could be on the same contract for both of them?
Yeah, they could.
Okay.
I have a different and maybe more far-fetched, maybe even some would say more suicidal thought.
What's that?
Well, he is serving here in a legal capacity to track down Warforged that Lady Catia has misplaced. We could watch the house for any of the Warforged that serve her house, abduct one potentially, manufacture one going missing. He has a contract out on it, or if we find that he has a contract out already, I could impersonate the Warforged and we could set a trap for him. Instead of trying to penetrate the house, we could wait till he goes out to do his job.
What are the laws on killing a free Warforged?
A free Warforged?
Thank you.
I mean,
It's
that's
illegal.
illegal.
Yeah,
It's
it's like killing
a
a
citizen
citizen.
like any other.
From my experience, though, like many things, if you're a nobility, that illegality becomes more like a nuisance fine.
Professor Vasselior is not nobility. Lady Catia is the lowest of the stock. If she disappears, no one cares. I mean, legally, obviously, not just us killing her. But
I don't think necessarily going for Lady Catia. I'm just saying that, I mean, heck, if there are bounties or whatnot, or if Lady Catia has any other Warforged that she's seeking out, if we can find that information, I can make myself look like said Warforged.
Is there music going?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay, there it is.
You know,
It was loud
we could
earlier.
spring a trap on him when he's out, rather than trying to encroach on the house with the guards.
So the other thing is too, is he is operating within a legal capacity.
That's
I mean,
correct.
we could just walk up and talk to him to try to convince him to stop doing what he's doing, or try to help him if he was afflicted by something in those minds that made him turn. Maybe try to convince them, and if they turn on us, then we're the ones being attacked. We were just defending ourselves as self-defense.
So,
He is a Gish noble. If
We're Gish nobles too.
no, not.
We
I
are.
mean, I think that if it comes to blows, then our identities probably wouldn't hold up to extended scrutiny, especially if there's some kind of protracted legal thing.
no, he's not talking about our disguises. He's talking about
I'm
they're
talking about we
literally
go in as
both
us.
yeah.
nobles.
Talk with
Yeah.
him.
You and I would be at
Oh, sorry.
a disadvantage.
I apologize. When you're saying you were a Gish noble, I thought you meant a human.
No,
Gishari
we're
nobles.
Gishari nobles.
I got you.
Yeah.
We're part of still the noble
I guess
class.
That's true.
Correct.
Although, forgive me, I would think that if it came down to the word of a warforged and an elf versus that of a human noble, that they probably wouldn't believe us. But that's just speaking from
Are
my
we just
experience.
leaving me out entirely here?
No, Gilly, I'm not. I'm just saying that it looks a lot more suspicious for an elf and a warforged to kill a Gish with a, albeit a halfling noble with them. That's my thought.
You're fine.
Well, is there any way that we can just try to talk to Kathank on his own?
We
And
could
try
watch the
to
house.
get
Or-
more information and assess the situation for
I
him.
doubt you'll be able to separate them, but
Were they building a separate body? I guess that's a weird word to say, but a separate Warforged, or were they augmenting Kathank?
They had done, it appeared both. They had augmented Kathank, and there seemed to be the inanimate form of another large warforged within the building.
Is that
the
right?
workshop.
No, there's just Kathunk being modified in dead bodies.
Oh, I thought you said there was
Yeah.
one with chains and stuff.
That
like
was
big
Kathunk. He had like
That's
chains on
Kathunk.
him. He was being suspended and worked on.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm so sorry. I misunderstood. Those are two different things. Okay, then
Yeah.
no. Yes, it was just warforged. She was being actively worked on.
Sorry, I
What
really
is
have
it?
to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I'm trying to make it to the break, but just you guys continue your conversation best you can.
Okay.
Or talk to the chat.
So, chat, what are you thinking so far? Let's hop on
Should we
Let's
do-
hop on and see what's going on.
Or we could try to formulate a plan.
yeah. So we have
Um,
a couple different plans.
So
right?
how was he being augmented?
He had his
You said
armor
he's
seemed
big.
to. His armor had been fortified, so I don't know if. I mean, I'm sure he'll be more difficult to damage physically. If we know Professor Vasselior, I probably wouldn't put it past him that there's some kind of magical augmentation. He appeared to have been armed with blades on one of his arm, and I think from my experiencing other integrated components during the war, he could probably fire them at range. And it appeared that his ability to fly had been improved. He had wings, bladed wings, so they look like they could also use for damage.
Okay.
I mean, he's being made into something formidable. Destructive.
Yes. So,
That's
Something out of a comic book.
Do they have those in this world?
Sure, why not? They have comic books in this world, right?
No, what?
Why not?
canon.
Comic books weren't invented until like 1930.
It's canon.
Okay, well, I mean,
So
what about bunnies in the paper?
There's the modern novel.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I think.
Like something out of a
Sorry about that,
story.
How
It's all good.
dare you? How dare you?
You know, there's the
That's-
modern novel. There's stories. There's
Okay.
epics, poems.
That one word, catheter.
I know.
Um,
Drink too much water.
so I think.
It's freezing in here, so I did this to myself.
I mean, worst case scenario, we just put the house under surveillance, wait until Kathunk and Professor Vasselior leave, and then if you want to confront them with words, we can.
I mean, that might be the way to do it. I mean,
So-
I don't think attacking them right out is the way
no,
to go.
absolutely
This is
not.
a-
We don't know what's going on here.
This is a stupid question. You sent Vasselior a message back, but neither Gilly nor Justice sent Kathunk a message back after receiving them, yes?
No, we did.
Incorrect.
definitely did.
We
both
definitely
did.
penned messages. We just don't know if they've gotten here yet, and we also don't know if they've gotten a response back to us yet. We haven't gotten a response.
Yes,
from
we
them.
definitely.
Okay.
We sat down and we
Yeah.
we brute forced or group
Oh,
efforted
yeah,
the
that's
message.
right.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we just don't know if it's back yet.
we might have beaten
We
it
don't
with
know
all
if
the
they've gotten the message back or not.
teleportation shenanigans. I don't know what the
Correct.
post service is like.
Okay.
mean-
Okay, so I was just worried about him being slighted about not getting a message as fast as Vasselior and potentially acting out on whatever they're fortifying him for.
Well, I mean,
I guess that could happen. But
We
I mean,
sent the message. That
he
makes
he
it-
sent a letter via like carrier gave him. Oh, I gave the premise that the train ticket, you had an extra train ticket that you weren't going to use. He
Oh,
inquired how I got there so quickly. So, I mean,
Okay.
I think that we were wanting to convince him just to, like, there's no harm in us taking him to a medical professional and having them cast Greater Restoration. We think that maybe something had happened to him. We might be able to, like you said, I agree, we might be able to talk him into it.
Go back to those clerics.
we can't do that today because we know they're all out of greater restorations.
I don't think we were going to try this today anyway.
So-
Yes,
Tomorrow.
this is tomorrow.
Right.
I will follow whatever you guys want to do. I think trying to blend in with the party if we're going in incognito, depending on Lady Catia's motivations for throwing such parties is, whether she finds her pleasures among people that can't retaliate. I don't know.
We could head over to like the Flatulent Ankheg or someplace that people that might benefit from that sort of an event might hang out and sort of do a bit of talking and
That might-
see what the gossip is.
That might be a thing where Justice probably needs to catch up with his whispers. Maybe we might follow the signs for that.
I'm not sure that that's a thing that we should be having them do.
No, but we can follow. They always leave notes around cities.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Look for signs.
Yeah.
I'm guessing I didn't see any type of thieves' cant on the outside of
So,
their house.
I mean, druids are not going to hang out in the middle of a mountain. However, we could follow where others of his type hang out in the city and get the reputation of what
Yeah.
exactly is happening besides just the legalities.
So there.
Yeah. Talking about the
I thought so.
what was that even reference to? Because I was in the bathroom.
The
right?
bladed wings, and I'm like, that sounds like something out of a comic book.
Yeah, of course. Angel, right?
Yeah, but if we're
Yes.
talking about superheroes, no, I don't think so. I think the
And then that would be a thing where, again, we'd leave you here with Beverly and
Not
Glitch
Angel,
for the
'cause
evening. We would go suss that out, be weird, shady folk that we are, and then come back.
I mean, who? I had to put it to.
Dove. But
Yeah.
never mind, it doesn't matter.
Does anyone need to sleep? I don't know. I mean,
I do need to sleep at some point this evening. However, it's only still late afternoon, early evening. We would have time after darkness for some skulking, and then we could come back and I could sleep for 8 hours.
Mhm.
But skulking individually is a bad idea, and they don't blend in.
One thought. I do agree with if we were to try to assault Professor Vasselior at the carriage house, that the cover of the party might help. Although
Sure.
it could draw more attention because maybe they increase the amount of guards when they have a bunch of riff-raff on the premises.
Right.
I don't think that I would avoid going into the house proper since they were separate buildings. Like maybe we use that as a cover to get in. I like the idea of drawing him out or getting him when he's out invulnerable, even if it's just a talk.
I'm okay with that.
But I do agree. Maybe we could spend the evening, since we're not going to try anything against him today, just to get a lay of the land of what people think of the lady. But I don't want to fixate on her too much. I'm worried about that.
We should.
This would be trying to figure out if he leaves the house, if they know, if he has dealings with people in the city.
Oh yeah,
This is just, she happens to be in conjunction with him.
of course.
And so you ask about them together. Why is she asking for someone so powerful for something so menial?
Are Beverly and Glitch here with us in the room?
Yeah, I will say it. Like Glitch is trying to take an interest. Beverly at this point is like wandering around.
I think we should. I think the best option is to try to hunt down one of the contracts that are open. You can either disguise yourself as that Warforged to bait him out, or we track down that Warforged and just wait for him to strike.
Yep.
And then talk to him then. That way he's out of the house. We'll most likely at night, probably.
I would think ideally we could talk to Kathunk on his own.
I don't think you're going to be
But-
able to separate them.
Well, we'll
We
see.
take the opportunity if we
We'll
get
see.
it.
If that opportunity is there, I think we should seize it.
You can speak telepathically or magically to Cthulhu, right? Without Professor hearing him?
Message didn't work through the walls.
Oh, I mean, if we see him out with Professor
Yeah,
Vasselior,
if we
outside.
see him out,
Sure.
yes.
you can use message.
Message.
Does
okay.
message
Yep.
work with your ring?
I have to let you in,
I mean, it's not reading his mind. It's just talking to
but
him.
you can't even speak to me telepathically unless I let you.
That's not how
So-
message works, is it?
I mean, he lets you guys in, so yeah,
It's
you don't know.
never been an issue.
Oh,
And how would you know if it was?
I guess. I suppose. Okay, well.
Let me in. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's the next personality I should do. Like, yeah, like all like
Okay.
ridiculous.
So what? So for tonight, or are we going anywhere tonight? Or are you guys just hunkering down and bunkering down?
I think the Flatulent Ankheg just to
Okay.
ask around.
Or
Okay.
wherever would be a good place to go and
Are we
Gather
all
some
four going to
information.
go, or just the two of us?
I'd say just the two of you.
Okay.
what's wrong with I mean,
If there's not a need to split the party, I mean, you're probably as good at lying to people or manipulating them as I am. We just need to make them look like
I
they're
mean, I've been in school. I've been schooled in being a bit of a charismatic person. So
We also. Do you want to go back out this evening, or would you like to take a nice proper bath?
No, I'm going to take a nice proper bath. Rest up here.
As much as I trust Beverly and Glitch, we probably should not leave him by himself.
Oh, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
You guys are currently in the Steamstruck Halls, which houses the Tinkling Tinker. The sector across from you, when you go through the bellows and the elevators, is the Noxious Rose, which houses the Flatulent Ankheg. However,
the noxious rose.
yeah,
Okay.
the Noxious Rose, those are the mining camps. That's where the mining starts to happen and things like that. However, there are also the Warrens beneath you, which ceases really, truly to be Fort Mountain Hall and becomes whoever goes down there goes down there. The bellows don't go down there. but you know that they exist.
It actually might be the place to get the real story. Maybe we start with the Flatulent Ankheg, see how much we get. I'm still the blonde woman, by the way.
Right. Also, you said you're tapped. What?
I'm not completely tapped. I'm just saying that I have, I've used a decent amount of my spells.
I think the three
Got
of
a
us
lot
can
of first
cover more
levels
ground.
left, but
If Sevillus wants to stay, I feel confident in our abilities. There's more power
Well,
in
I'm not
numbers.
worried about you and I just don't want to end up in a situation where we can't all get out. You and I would survive. We'll be fine.
I can take care of myself, and with Beverly and Glitch here,
With Beverly, you'll be
worried.
just fine. Yeah.
Okay.
So
the three of
who's
us
heading
will-
out? The three of you?
I guess. Yeah.
You coming?
Right, after they leave, like by 20 minutes, I want to head out to go find a shop that sells spell scrolls.
Perfect.
Let's dirty ourselves up to make ourselves look appropriate for shit town.
Once we're across the border, absolutely.
Right, yeah.
Okay. You guys are making ready the Noxious Rose and the Flatulent Ankheg first?
Yes.
Alrighty.
what when I'm wearing the Glamour Weave armor,
Yeah.
or Shift Weave or whatever it was, Shift
Shift
Weave.
Weave.
Do I need to have one of those 5 outfits displayed, or can I just have it be armor?
So I would, it's one of those 5 outfits, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay. So, I'll just, because I want to keep the benefit of the armor.
Yep.
So I'll just take the respectable commoner. When we get to the point of making disguises and stuff, we'll just physically dress it down and whatnot.
Alrighty. Go ahead, and how would you like to find your way to the Flatulent Ankheg? Perception? Persuasion?
I guess...
I can percept. At least I can try, and then we
Yeah,
can
look
persuade
around.
anybody to give me.
Roll perception with advantage because you're being assisted.
Natural 20.
You find
But
the
I want the
Flatulent.
second one just in case.
So you're taking in some of the thieves'
Just in
cant.
case it's higher than natural
You're
20.
taking in some of the thieves' cant. You're helping her. You're pointing out the little arrows and signs to how to kind of find these places. And you arrive at the Flatulent Ankheg. Flatulent Ankheg, whereas most of the stone even in the noxious halls is pretty stained and darkened, unlike the pristine, beautiful. These are not the alabasters. These are the Draco Sierras. Even the beautiful kind of not quite white stone, but a lighter color. The Flatulent Ankheg is completely stained, a dark, gross yellow and dark green, and there even seems to be moss, which you've never even seen around here.
Osis is missing this.
Seems to be encroaching upon the Flatulent Ankheg. The stone symbol that that functions as a sign is a Ankheg, and its ass end is sticking out, and noxious, gross, spewing fume periodically. And you hear whenever it happens on about a 10-minute interval, 30-minute interval, and you guys stand up before it as it.
Beautiful.
Prestidigitation.
I'm just
I'm
letting
so glad it didn't go.
I'm letting the beauty of Matt's words and the imagery wash over me as the player.
You like how I use my description for things like this rather than the beautiful things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have arrived at the Flatulent Ankheg.
So this would be evening, so like 5
Yeah.
o'clock-ish?
Yeah, we'll say it's closer to 6. You guys took.
Has anyone started drinking too much with their dinner?
Have you? We're gonna enter.
Yeah.
That may have spilled out before we go in yet?
There's a rough crowd hanging around, smoking, that kind of thing.
May we approach and just surreptitiously listen to the conversation for a little bit before inserting ourselves?
Okay.
Talk about.
They're talking about work. Fucking foreman fucked me on my check. I got 10 hours short. Oh god, I can actually do this roleplay pretty well because of my construction days. Fucking cunts in management. Fucking they won't let her fucking listen to us about the goddamn safety. Fuck safety. Woman, spike puffs. Yeah, fuck them all. Fucking management. Basically that. When I used to be a construction worker.
Oh,
Just
great.
Gran Torino starts playing.
Yeah.
How grizzled does the woman?
Incredibly.
Incredibly grizzled.
She looks like a miner. She's well muscled. She has a couple scars. If you can see that there's like a huge burn mark, and she's missing patches of her hair.
Okay. We're even as dirtied up as we got ourselves. We're not gonna blend in with this crowd. I'm assuming.
Yeah, light little dirtying up. You guys stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of you are well muscled. None of you.
Yeah, okay.
This
I'll whisper.
might be.
The worst thing that we can do is just we can ask. You know.
Management can suck my dick. The lady says as she kind of points to her crotch region.
You know, I do have a pretty face. This kind of crowd might go for that kind of thing.
You'll get yourself beat up when they figure out what's underneath all that pretty face.
Well, they're not going to find out.
What else is around here?
Mm,
What else in this area?
Couple. I mean, nothing noteworthy. Is there something particular you're looking for?
Just looking for anywhere else we could, like, any other shop fronts or anything that we might
it's
hang out
mostly
near.
run-down little houses, and in the kind of down the way, in the accompaniment kind of thing, the park, what used to be the park, or the entrance to the mining camps, and you can see a tent city, basically.
I mean,
Okay.
if we think we can hear something useful, I can become a small animal and hide, or
Maybe we go in first, order some food, sit around, get a lay of the land, and then we choose our approach.
yeah, we should definitely go inside. Food's probably not what we want. Ale is probably safer. At least that's sanitary.
Yeah, that's fair. And if we're going with the cover that we're looking for a good meal.
Should have good music for this.
This is not where we go for a good meal. Not dressed as we
asking
are.
about the lady.
Catia?
Yeah, because she has a soup kitchen. So if we're inquiring about it.
Yeah.
So.
Just a little pretentious. So as we walk ourselves inside, I'm gonna find a dark corner and make everything just look slightly rattier.
Okay. So you enter the Flatulent Ankheg, and it's a rowdy, noisy bar full of a lot of rough-looking folk that are smashing glasses to the ground. And there's a lot of loud noises, and these people are getting lit, even though it's only like 6 o'clock. But you get the feeling you've caught the after. People have basically gotten off their shift and ran to the bar,
Okay.
and these people are already 3 or 4 shots and beers in.
Okay. I'm guessing this kind of place is not a. Is there a serving wench that'll come out, or do you have to go up to the bar?
I mean, she's waiting on like 18 different people right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's behind the bar.
What do you guys want? What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna walk up to the bar, elbow my way into it, and buy myself a couple of tankards of whatever's.
You wait about 6.5 minutes to get waited on. Yeah, what can I help you with?
Whatever you're pouring tonight.
All right. How many?
3.
3. 3 copper.
Go back to the. You know what that. We're drinking. All right, just trying to take in what the rowdy crowd is. It all just fuck the work kind of thing.
It's literally, this is a mining camp. It's literally all miners. And
Okay.
they're just rough and tumble, and yeah.
Just pictured a bunch of children in mining outfits because they're all
They
miners.
are mine workers.
Oh gosh. Miners.
Yeah, he's
Mine.
the worst.
Oh man.
I'm gonna after we approach. Like, do you guys care if I do a little bit of schmoozing, asking around?
You ask around, just don't leave our eyesight.
I won't. Wouldn't dream of it.
Oh, I broke it. Oh no.
You try here. I'll just I'll approach like a group of guys, like younger looking,
Okay.
and be like, "Hey fellas," and I have my tankard.
They stop. Oh, hello.
Oh, yeah. I'm Claire. I'm new to town, and I was wondering. I heard there was a lady around here that was giving out free meals. Would you believe that?
Bess, you giving out? Hey, Bess, you giving out free meals? Fuck off.
No. It was in the hoity-toity part of town, Jeffron Avenue. I heard.
You hear Bess say, "You're lucky I don't charge you double the way you sit around here." No, I haven't heard anything like that. I mean, we work here, we pay for our meals. We're not looking for no handouts.
Oh well, I'm a little short on coin, and I heard that there was some kind of soup kitchen in town.
Well, then go to the soup kitchen.
I'm trying to find where exactly that is.
All right.
I mean, you say you're working folk. Do you know where people disenfranchised like myself might gather?
Yeah, the Warrens in Shadeville. In Shadeville.
Sounds dangerous. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, thank you. I'll wander off.
Alright.
Who all is in here besides just the crowd at the bar coming from?
There doesn't seem to be anyone particularly noteworthy. There's a bard playing in the corner, making the best of it. A small kind of meek-looking male elf, just like playing to this little heart's content, foppish little hat.
You're probably just like, ah, from the...
And then you hear in the back every once in a while,
Oh God.
from the outside.
Good lord.
Classiest of joints.
You guys should have stayed here.
We should have. You stay in the Ankheg, like you have to deal with the flatulence.
No.
I'll return to them and I'll
No.
whisper, like, they didn't really seem to know specifically of the soup house. They said that our best bet would be to talk to people in the Warrens. Would be talk to people in the Warrens.
I have an idea for when we get there.
To the Warrens?
Sure.
Do you
If
want to do
we're
anything
having
else while we're
if we
here?
end up having trouble getting information, I have an idea.
Is the bard looks well fed? Has a coin hat out front.
Yeah, he has a few coin in there. He's not very talented. He's just a small young elf trying to make it. He's meek. He's tiny, but a lot of elves are really skinny. He's a little dirty.
Bards are usually well traveled, aren't they?
They can be. It's a big country, though. Hard to get around sometimes.
We could ask.
I mean, you could make a name for yourself and help that poor kid out and have a conversation, learn whatever he knows about what's around town.
When you say
Maybe-
make a name for myself, what do you mean by that?
You carry a lap harp on you, don't you? Or a lute?
You're suggesting that I play with them. Wouldn't that gather more attention than we're trying?
Yeah, right here, but it sounds like these people know a whole bunch of nothing. They drink, they carouse, they go to work.
Sure, I could see if I could mosey up to him and see what he knows.
Worth a shot.
And then leave whatever coin gets left behind for him. You don't need it.
Sure. No, that's fair.
Okay.
What is that face?
I'm just being funny.
I looked at him and he, like, reacted. The way that Alexis looks at me.
So learn how long he's been here, see if he knows anything, and if he has a name of anyone in the Warrens that we could talk to. Bards have to have like the
When words fail you.
What was that?
Just birthday.
The bards have to have a topographical map. That's what this is. It's
Oh,
a
that's
topographical
getting clipped.
Yeah,
That is so getting clipped.
that is so good.
I get what you're saying. They have some kind of networking
I'm
connections.
gonna be a
when they
terrible person. Don't all bards know each other?
Oh boy.
Bards.
Oh boy.
Don't
This is the
all
symbol-
bards
this is
know
now
each other?
Universal
In
symbol
worst
for
case
bards.
scenario,
Yeah.
you can drop Sevelius' name.
Oh my god.
Oh, you mean don't all elves know each other?
No, bards.
Okay, bards. Okay,
And-
you do
but
mean
it-
bards.
I do
Yeah.
mean bards. Don't all bards know each other? Because you could have some secret bard language. I don't know
Bardic
nothing about no
knowledge.
bards.
I mean,
I
The
sing
language
about
is
as-
called music, Liz.
I sing
It's
about
the
as well as a
universal
broken
language.
piano
Yes, it
being
is.
stepped on by an angry cat. Like, there's no...
so if you want to go talk to him and just see what he knows.
Do I recognize what song the elf is playing?
It's barely music.
Okay.
It's.
Well, I guess I still look like a child.
You actually? Okay, that's a thing.
Don't
I do
Yeah.
play the viol.
You do?
Don't I
And I
still
look
look
like
like
a
a
blonde
child?
woman if you need help. Yeah, you do look like a child.
I could, okay. I'm going to kind of mosey up and say, Mister, can I play with you?
Sure.
What are you playing?
It's supposed to be the Ballad of Gallant, but I don't really know how it goes.
Do I know how that goes?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
literally the only one you've played with Justice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead
Pretty somber tune, but
and
sounds happy when he
play not my best, but play the song a
Okay.
little better than him.
Go ahead and roll performance with disadvantage.
Okay.
Worst case, you can give yourself guidance.
You're hobbling yourself.
Yep.
I don't know how to say that.
Well, that was a 4 and a 2. So,
2.
hold on. So the total would be. Where's my performance? Yeah, 8.
You sound about as good as he does. He's like, oh, you're really good.
I believe in you, honey. You can do it.
Thanks, Ma.
You must be a prodigy.
Because he's so shitty.
Yeah, he has a tenor.
Well,
Did I ask too much of Gilly?
my mom just tells me that I should play if I like to play and see what I can learn. I always try to learn from people when we go anywhere.
Right.
Have you been around here much?
I've lived in Fort Mountain Hall my whole life.
Do you like it?
No!
Oh,
Everyone's mean to me. I'm just an elf and an orphan.
well, we're new here. We haven't been here very long. Just today, really. You know where we can get some food?
Bess serves food here at the bar.
I mean, we don't really have a lot of money.
I don't know. Try scrounging at the Warrens.
Oh, my mom heard something about a soup kitchen or something.
Yeah, maybe at the Hall of the Left Hand. Sometimes they have a soup kitchen.
Oh, you didn't hear about the one that the noblewoman is having? She said it's tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. But I thought that was just like a rumor. Because that goes all the way up at the Narrows, and I don't go there.
Okay. She had to deliver a message earlier today, and they said that they were going to have one. I didn't know if it was any good food, because but I guess you can't really have great food when you don't have the money for it, so.
Yeah, I've heard. I just thought that was like a urban myth, a myth.
We just sent this poor bar to his death.
Maybe I would go over there. Yes, tomorrow night.
I think it's next week.
But I thought you said tomorrow night.
You know what? I'm not good with days.
Roll persuasion.
24.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll keep an ear out for it. Hope they don't kick me out of the Narrows.
Oh.
We see him just being tossed down the shaft. Next. No. Okay.
Knock him dead, honey.
I'll have to spread the word if someone's handing out free food and that's for real.
I don't know if it is yet.
You guys, this is your bright idea, guys.
We're funneling them in.
Oh no.
This is Gilly's interpretation of my bright idea.
It's something.
This is exactly what we asked her to do.
No.
This is beyond.
Then what was it? Do tell.
For a contact and then the Warrens to ask for.
Oh Lord.
I thought
that was not at all conveyed.
Yeah, I just thought. Okay, before we went down to the Warrens,
This
I thought we
is
were
not
asking.
what that conveyed to me.
You got distracted by my inability to describe things. But yeah, I specifically said find a contact for the Warrens. So don't worry about it. This is not where this conversation led you. Gilly misheard me completely.
Well, you guys also keep asking, like, no, that doesn't matter. I'm
Never mind.
whatever. I don't care.
Anyway.
This is happening exactly as it should.
Sure.
Yep.
Yep. We're
Good
sending
old
a bunch
D&D.
of people
All
into
according
it. Oh
to
God.
plan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if it's true or not. I was just trying to find out because we just heard the rumor.
You seem to know more about it than I do.
Well, I only know because my mom had to deliver a message and she heard that it might be a thing. We're just trying to find food.
Okay.
Do you know where we can go in the Warrens?
Oh, just go to Shadeville.
Shadeville?
Yeah.
How do I get there?
You gotta climb.
Oh. I don't know if I'm good at climbing, but I can try.
Mm.
Is there anything else you can tell me about how to get there?
It's... Oh, you really must be new.
Yeah, we've never been here before.
He's like, it's below the bellows. You just keep going down. When the
Okay.
elevators stop going down, that's the Warrens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. What was your name?
My name?
Yeah.
We keep talking to NPCs. Sorry.
No, it's all right. Well, because it's all right. It's all right. Well, you can just call me Billy.
Thank you, Billy.
Yeah, nice to meet you. What was your name?
My name's Shelly.
Nice to meet you, Shelly.
Yeah. You play real nice.
You
Thanks.
too.
Thanks for letting me play with you. And I just kind of hop down and get back over and get all shy face near Claire.
Go ahead and roll deception.
17.
17. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm imagining from the vampire Lestat, or Interview with a Vampire, the young vampire, the girl who's like trapped in the young body all the time. Just like that.
Alrighty. What are you guys doing now?
Well, it seems...
Well, he didn't know anything about it. He just didn't know if that whole thing was real or not. So I guess he and his people don't really know anything about it. But he said if we're looking for a meal, right, or without any coin, to head down to the Warrens.
Did you learn how to get there?
Just keep going down past the bellows. And that you might have to climb to get to Shadeville.
Did you learn about anybody to talk to specifically there?
I don't know anybody specifically to talk to, but once we get there, we can maybe figure some things out. I don't know.
And we should probably quit talking about Lady Catia.
Yeah. I said it's next week. I said also that I'm not really good with time and days.
I mean,
Worked for a kid, I think, but
She could be altruistic. I just don't trust.
just to err on the safe side,
Then, what information are we looking to gather then? Are we trying to find out more about Sibylis? I thought we were trying to find out about Lady Catia.
Yeah, but these are clearly the wrong people to be asking.
Okay, so you're saying not to ask here. Like, we shouldn't stop asking about it in general, just here.
If we're going to keep asking about it, we need to ask about it in the Warrens.
Of course.
Yeah, maybe
But,
ask more about her reputation and what people know, if people are going missing, including Warforged, which we already know some of these things, but not all of them.
Oh, sure. Well, then, if we wanted to make best of the night that's left, maybe we head down to the Warrens. They use the term Shadeville when I was talking to the miners over there.
That's what Billy said.
Yeah.
Shadeville.
All roads
So you
lead to
have to
Shadeville.
climb to get there, so I don't know how that's gonna work.
Okay,
But yeah.
let's go. Finisher.
Alright. You guys finish your drinks? The
A little girl. Drink up, honey.
I'm not drinking it.
One more time, the
If we have to climb, I'm not drinking.
on your way out, you guys get gusted by the Flatulent Ankheg.
Prestidigitation.
Does it seem to be like magical? Is it a physical?
It's magical.
Wonderful.
Yep. And so you guys go towards the bellows, and you look down into the chasmous abyss before you.
Great.
What do you wish to do? The elevators stop, and then fly up.
Hit the down button.
It's like lifts,
This might be where we part and I head back to Civilius, because I don't know that I can get down there, and you two both can.
Maybe we should escort you back to a safer part of town instead of having a little girl try to walk her way out of the noxious rose.
How heavy are you?
She's light.
I mean, yeah.
It might not be a good idea to have a little girl if you're wanting to go back and you're uncomfortable.
You can carry her, Liz.
I can fly.
I mean,
Right.
you
I know you can. I can't.
Yeah, but we've done this before. I've carried you in times of more dire need.
Okay.
Is
Is that what we want to do then?
Your
up
insight
to you.
is worth it if you want to be hidden. Since you don't feel comfortable, you can hide under my cloak. The cloak will turn you into a hunchback or something. Make me look like
Be like some really
deformed or
weird
different.
version of Cyrano de Bergerac.
I would say
I'll whisper in your ear what to say.
I would say that if you feel, I mean,
So-
I wouldn't worry about us getting down there and getting back. I think that we can manage
Yes.
that.
Okay, sure.
So, yeah, if you want to come with us, you can come with us.
I mean, we could. Does it look like we can use the lifts, or like literally like
The lifts don't go to the Warrens.
Yeah,
It's
so
literally
you
the space
crawl under
blown
the
out
lifts.
beneath the
Okay.
city.
Yeah.
Maybe we just
There's no
hop
formal
off.
organization.
like, maybe we just fly down there like we both
So
fly.
we should probably make it at least look like we climbed, at least for that
I
first
would
foot or
think,
two,
yeah.
so that people can't see that we're flying.
Because that would imply that we have magical abilities and maybe even items, and
Oh.
we definitely get
So
jumped.
can I perceive what's around us to see if we could crawl over the edge without anybody noticing?
Yeah, there's actually like I wouldn't call them steps, but these worn little etchings that people have obviously done this many times, and you could see worn little footprints, probably recently snapped off fingernails stuck into the side of the mountains.
Yum.
So I'm going
Blood
to
stains intermittently.
One for
find a
later.
dark corner and let her climb on my back,
Okay.
pull the hood up of my cloak,
Yep.
and let it disguise her as
What
part
how?
of me.
You two roll stealth.
And then,
Guidance on you, since I'm on your back literally.
My lovely lady lumps.
why do I roll so well for shit that doesn't matter as much?
21.
Natural 20 plus 4
That's funny.
plus 5, so 29.
That's funny. Okay.
Rolled max on
So you guys
both
are
dice.
scuttling yourselves down real stealthy-like, and then once you're
Nice.
past, no, you go down 6 feet. And you're like, it is really fun. This is practically vertical surface. It's fucking hard to climb. But there's luckily all these little etchings and things, and you see like the smears, the spit, the blood, and the sweat.
So I'm
Take
climbing,
to
but
the
using
side.
my boots to
Yeah.
keep me from falling my
And so
shit
you
over.
and you push off
I will keep it look like I'm climbing just so that
just for a little ways.
yeah.
Alrighty.
Is there anyone else visible? I would make sure that we're not being
Down
seen.
a ways, there seems to be like what looks to be like a small family that's kind of getting down. Oh, be careful! And, yeah.
Oh. Are there kids in this family?
There's two children, a mom
Is it-
and dad.
How far in front of us are they?
They're down below you, 100 feet or so.
I would say
60
let's
feet.
do our best to climb and then use magic as a recourse.
Yeah, so I'm climbing and using my boots as stability. So it's not gonna make
You're not even like, it's just like, you know, when they're pretending to.
So you guys are like, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are now beginning to come up on that family, and you're passing them?
Can we go around them and
Yeah.
then I'm going to be a terrible person and stay underneath them, so if any of them falls I can catch.
They all seem to be pretty sure-footed, and they're kind of making their way down. They each have a kid on their back, each of the parents, that you assume are their parents. They have a couple bags of belongings that the children seem to be trying to hold on to as tight as possible. It's just a little further down, they say. I promise things will be better there.
Are these humans? Are these...
The man is a human, the woman is as an elf, and the children are half-elves.
Oh, so they're being prosecuted.
Persecuted?
Whatever.
I don't take
Prosecuted
notes.
too. Who knows? That's why
I
they're
don't take
escaping down to
notes.
the Warren.
Yes.
Okay.
Amendable.
So what are you guys doing?
Passing them.
All right.
Keep going.
So is
Left.
I know they're sure-footed, but like I'm gonna stay within catching range.
I'll say,
Alright.
are you sure you're not in goat form right now?
No goats. It's just
You-
horse stuff.
You can see little etchings and stopping places all along the way. This is a couple 100 feet down.
There thieves' camp anywhere?
Yeah.
Is it giving any kind of
Markers,
indications?
basically.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, 50 more feet.
We're getting there.
Your mom fucked a badger, things like that.
Typical things.
And you can feel and you can smell now like the
Badger
noxious
don't
rows
care.
the noxious row and that gaseous mining fumes that were so permeating, and now given way to a cool and foreboding smell of whatever is down here in this
Underground?
dark. Yeah, this
Underground
darkness.
cavern
Yeah.
full of people
And the light begins to lead you behind as you guys work your way slowly down. The family remains sure-footed, and after what seems like an eternity, you arrive at this landing pad. I don't know, the ground, beneath the ground. And around you are people in what barely passes for clothing, rags, really. Different little tunnels that are closed. Some are closed in, some are occupied, and all around you is this kind of interconnected network of caves known as the Unwinding Tunnels. The Unwinding Barrels, excuse me. And you see just people in rags and desperate small fires being lit, and several hungry, gaunt figures
I'm
are
going
all
to
standing around. With that, we're going to go to break. Okay.
The first thing when we get back, like hunker down, make yourself look even shittier if you can.
Well, I
And
can,
then-
absolutely, and then she's hidden with me, so.
Right.
Alrighty, so hi everyone. Thank you for all tuning in. We see there's several of you in chat and that are watching, and that's really cool to see. We are going to go to break for 10,
Oh, I
15
had to
minutes.
restart because it broke.
We'll be back, and we will see what the Unwinding Barrows in Shadeville have in store for our party.
Nothing
Oh, boy.
bad will happen.
All good things.
All good things.
Oh, and if
Meanwhile, you're shot.
Keep telling yourself that.
we are back as they party is investigating. Three members of the party are investigating Lady Catia and Professor Vasselior's activity. They are in the warrens beneath the city. Beneath the city that's beneath everything else.
We got the lip motion on camera. It's perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm going. First order of business for Claire is that Claire is going to turn and like bend down as if she's adjusting her shoe. I'm going to adjust my calla shadows to make my outfit look like shitty rags. And if I can, I'm going to surreptitiously grab some like dirt off the floor and rub it on my face.
Alright. You're standing in the middle of several people. Did you want to dart off first?
Yeah, whatever would be surreptitious. I'm going to go off to the side to adjust my shoe.
And under the cloak, I have used prestidigitation to make myself as dirty and whatnot as I can.
Roll sleight of hand.
I'm under the cloak.
Okay, roll sleight of hand.
Okay. I didn't know if that, like...
I heard you, and I
Okay.
said what I said.
Okay.
If I can use my stealthiness from
8.
climbing down the
Okay,
wall.
thank you.
You see her hump moving. Sorry.
It's okay. So as we walk the next 20, 30, 40 feet, whichever direction we end up going, I'll slowly make myself more ragged to
Okay.
match the crowd around me.
Right, okay. Alright, so you guys, I've set the scene. You guys see the different ragged figures around you. What do you wish to do?
Alright, well, I guess we're kind of huddled up together, and you're still underneath. You're the hump.
Yeah. Her lovely lady lump.
Check it out. I think that we should.
Just how our stuff goes.
I think that we just, keep it simple. We say that we're new to town. We're looking for food. We heard. We keep it simple.
Stage whisper.
We are new to town. We're looking for food. We heard that there's somebody up in like the noble part that's doing it, and we don't know if it's true. We're afraid that we're gonna get like entrapment or something for going up. Are there people going? The leap of our people going missing seems pretty broad for that. But I mean, if we wanted to ask another group of people about that, I just want to.
Well, sounds like a stupid suggestion for where we're standing, but is there a place where new people go? Why don't we just ask for that? This has to be organized. This is how people work. There's always somebody in charge.
Is there anything you can see that would give you any indication of where to go?
Roll perception.
I meant
will
these can't.
assist.
I'm also rolling perception.
Roll perception.
Assist.
Nat
Oh, I
20.
don't have to assist.
Nice.
Really? Alrighty. Yeah, lots of
I just
freaking.
was clarifying.
Lots
Yeah.
of thieves can.
Okay.
Okay.
All sorts of directions and things. You're just trying to find out like where newcomers go. The
Essentially.
Unwinding Barrows Welcoming Center.
Yeah.
Yeah. Essentially, yes.
Not quite,
Yeah, exactly.
but there's always somebody in charge.
So you're eventually you're walking around and you can see intermittently on the kind of corners of these barrows, like where the tunnels meet this main road that you're in, there are basically men and women standing guard, and you get the sense that these people pass as enforcers.
Go ahead.
Oh, excuse me.
So the woman that you approach is well over 6 feet tall. She's well muscled. She has a makeshift battle axe, and she is wearing what passes for raggedy hide. And she looks down at you. Her hair is blonde and dirty blonde, done in a tight knot. And yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm new to Fort Mountain Hall, and
this isn't Fort Mountain Hall.
I'm sorry.
You're in the Warrens.
The Warrens. I obviously don't know your ways very well. We just climbed down. We were told that you might not be able to help us find food and shelter.
You're new to Fort Mountain Hall, and you beelined it for the Warrens?
Well, we somehow wound up in
the flatulent Ankheg.
And she ribs the much smaller man next to her, who he's kind of small and dainty with beady eyes and two daggers.
I'm pretending to be kind of like sheepish,
I
or
see
like
that.
pensive. And then we heard there was a rumor about people giving out food. We don't have much coin.
Not down here in the Warrens.
Somebody talked about something happening up top. Some noble house that was giving out food.
Yeah, we've heard of that.
I mean, is it true? Or
Yeah, it's true. People go there, they come back with a full stomach. Sometimes they don't come back.
they don't come back?
No, she finds them work. She employs them or what have you.
Oh wow, that's amazing. What's the woman's name?
Lady Catia. She's a real saint, they say.
Inside check from underneath my hood.
Are you with them?
Yes, I walked up next to him
Roll
with
insight.
my hood up and hunched over so she can't see my face. Do I still have guidance?
Can I give her guidance without rolling sleight of hand?
Sure. Go and roll guidance.
Guidance.
Oh, that's shit on shit. 9.
Yeah. Lady Catia is a saint, she says. You believe her?
Is it? Well, that's good to know. How would I find myself to this? I just heard that it was up top, higher up.
So you came all the way down here to find out what's up top?
They didn't know where to go. They said, "Come to the Narrows."
You mean the Warren?
The Warrens. Sorry, come to the Warrens. I'm
Go and
sorry.
roll
dude.
deception.
Isn't that literally what they did? I'm just asking. That would be a 14, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, well, someone was playing a prank on you. I mean, we know... listen, word gets around here, but, I mean, if she's feeding people in Nestle Narrows, which they say she is, I've never been myself. I get my food from the king, but,
Oh, the Nestled Narrows.
Yeah, you can just go there.
Okay.
If they say they're feeding them, which I hear she is, and I've spoke to people who come back. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
The king, is that who you work for?
Yeah, that's who I work for. King.
King, right? I'm hearing
Yeah.
right.
King.
Fort Mountain Hall has a king? Or the Shallows?
The king of the Warrens.
The Warrens.
I keep calling it the Shallows.
Shadowville.
Shadowville.
Shadeville or the
Shadeville.
Unwinding Barrows?
I'm trying to be in the
We're a
moment.
whole bunch of terrible over here.
I'm so new to town. I'm all
I don't
flustered.
take notes.
They go upstairs. I go downstairs. I told you to go here. And that deception was not nearly as good as I thought. It was actually only like an 11, so
Okay.
it wasn't a 14. Okay. Is there anything else that a newcomer should know in this? Places not to go, people to avoid.
You shouldn't have come here. You don't look that. You look a little rough, but I can't believe you just darted on down to the Warrens. You really don't have a place to stay or honest work to do?
No, that's why we came here.
All right.
Do you know where we can find honest work?
Not in the Warrens.
Okay. Is there anything else that you need to know? Okay, thank you.
I mean, unless you wanted some work,
Insight check.
roll insight.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of work that's gonna be.
I think that's like a 12. 12.
Okay, she's offering you work. Don't know what you want from me.
It's like, what kind of job? I used to be a courier.
I mean, if you're heading back to the Nestle Narrows anyway, you mind taking something up there for us? You used to be a courier?
Oh, yeah, what would I be taking? A letter?
It's
Package?
better not to ask
Do you need
questions
to
if
know?
you're gonna do this.
Oh, I mean, it's a stiff climb. I just need to know if I would be able to carry it. If it was an anvil.
It's relatively light. And she
You can't see
she
me.
gestures in thieves' camp to someone.
What does
No,
she
but I
say?
can hear
She
you
says,
whisper.
"Grab,
No, I'm
grab
talking
the."
to him.
She basically says, "Grab the goods, grab it," but it's grab the shrooms.
Okay. Good stuff. Okay, yeah. If I mean, I don't really know my way around, but if it's easy to find.
She's like looking you over now. She's like, "You've got a pretty good build on you."
Thank you.
All right. And we could always use some good messengers. You move this weight for me. Come back, and I'll pay you the other half.
Oh, how much?
I'll say give you 5 gold.
Oh, you're so generous.
That's a fuck money for
I
a
know.
goblin.
Yeah. So
So I'll give you 5 now and 5 later.
That's
You move this weight.
That's more than generous. Where should I take it?
Just take it to the park.
Pollywog or
Pollywog Park. I don't know why I blinked on that.
Chase knew it! And the crowd goes wild.
Pollywog. Just take it to Pollywog Park.
Oh, okay, yes.
Look for the short man.
Short man.
Yeah.
Is
Did
it
you see
is it
him
a
on the
gnome,
walk
a
earlier?
dwarf, or is it a human?
It's a gnome.
Okay. Do I ask for a name or do I just
Just look for the short man. He'll be on a bench.
Okay. And what was your name? I need to if I need to come back to get paid. I can't find you.
You can just call me Claudia.
Big lady with an axe.
Oh man.
And the short man. Drugs. Okay. Well, where's this package?
What'd you say your name was?
My name's Claire.
Really nice to meet you, Claire.
It's
Oh.
it's nice to meet you, Claudia. It's new to town. Don't have many friends.
It's like the 4th person to eye him. My goodness.
I'm an attractive woman.
And I'm just kind of like pensively waiting for the package.
And they eventually bring this burlap sack. It's all wrapped up. She's like, be slight about it now. Guard catches with this, you're gonna do some time.
Are there and so let me think. Oh, Pollywog Park, yeah, that's through the shit area.
That's
The
the
nice
nice
area.
area.
That's
Yeah.
fine. We'll be fine. Skies and all that.
Like how you're just taking this drug run.
Extra coin on the side, you know?
10 gold.
You could just sell the drug
We'd be
yourself.
rich.
We could just sell it. No, it's
Oh
fine.
my god.
And maybe this will give us an in.
You know who wants it. Just be like, you could sell it for
You
an
should definitely
upcost.
cross the King of the Warrens.
Yeah, that'd
That'll
be a
work
great
out- that'll
idea.
work out for us.
Yeah.
The criminals.
Okay.
What is happening?
She offered him a drug, like
I'm
as
joining
No,
he
I
wanted
get
to-
it. I get it. I'm just like, now we're talking about like
You can see
crossing
the guy's
a
leaned in and
kingpin.
he's eyeing you really close.
And I'll cover my cleavage.
You just, she's good.
Thank you.
I ain't never seen a disguise and magic that could fool me. And she like nudges Claudia, or he nudges Claudia. She's like a DC 28 disguise.
So
Wonderful.
I'm gonna lean over to you rather than speak out of turn. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Anything else I can help you with, Claire? You need a warm bed tonight?
She's spoken for.
Looks over at the hooded figure. Who? What's your name? Noel? Oh wait, you're whispering to her.
The lump. Oh god.
Oh, you're walking around like you're like a hunchback.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah,
Yeah,
got
like,
it.
I have
That's
to
why I
wear
said
That
I'm under the cloak.
That
So
makes
I'm,
sense. I'm sorry.
this like fair.
I do know that you're under the cloak,
Okay,
but I'm
okay.
like picturing this shuffling. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
sure, that's fine.
You are
Yeah.
all gonna get killed.
Yeah.
Over drugs.
We're
the
I
worst.
didn't expect you to take the job. I was just like trying to role play.
I was like, that's a good cover, and it gives us an in.
Just like, now I have to do this whole drug run.
It's on the way. It's on the way. We'll be fine.
What is happening?
You think this plot involves you running as shrooms for a gang? I guess it does now.
It does.
Buy your cats an awesome cat treat and they play with the box.
Exactly.
Welcome to D&D.
This is just one cat right now.
Hey, it's giving us an in.
I'm trying
This is
to
giving us a
roll
network.
with
Now
this
we have
diarrhea
context.
Of the mouth
We know the
we've got
king.
going
It's
on
actually
here.
that's actually kind
Oh
of
my
true.
god, this
Yes.
is so fucking
So,
loud.
I'm networking.
What'd you say your name was?
Shelly.
Shelly. Spoken for, huh? I mean, it's a pretty big bed.
And I'll like cover my
I'm a big
mouth.
woman.
I'll cover my mouth with like mock. What would you
So-
call it? Like daintiness.
I'm gonna give her a wink. Another time.
Roll persuasion
Yes.
or deception, whichever you want.
as I was whispering in your ear, you have chlamydia.
Was it persuasion or what was the other one?
You can roll. I'd say deception. You're a criminal, right? Whichever's better for you.
Perfect. 23.
Nice. She's like, another time.
Hunched over in everything, guy.
With a giant halfling-sized lump on her back.
Claudia's not ableist, man. She's down.
So, Shelly, we have a job. We're gonna be able to afford food tonight. Let's go.
Great.
So she hands you the 4 gold and the bag of shrooms.
5 gold.
5 gold. Sorry, that's 4. 5 gold.
You're trying to short
Nice try, Caleb.
I'll say, and I won't look inside of it, obviously, and I'll surreptitiously put it in. Put it in my
You should
bag.
sleight of hand it so she can't see where you put it.
No, I'm not gonna let her.
Actually, God, I've been watching a lot of The Wire. So she says,
Yeah.
she points you down to a guy at the corner.
Yep.
Okay,
There it is.
I'll walk down.
There
to
it is. I was thinking
Yeah.
too.
I actually know how this goes. Though.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
nice.
and the guy, she hands you the coin, and then you go down, and he hands you the shrooms.
Okay. Yeah.
And the moment you hold on, you can feel this kind of. You can hear this kind of noise gently resonating from the bags, and it glows with red and blue light, just ever so slightly through the creak of the bag. You can see with your eye.
I'm gonna put it underneath my cloak.
Alrighty, what are you guys doing?
Making our way.
Now we're gonna
Guess
trip on
we're
shrooms.
leaving the Warrens.
So
And
yeah.
once we get out of earshot, I'm gonna. What did you just get us into?
I just got us into the King of the Warrens and some contacts.
Yeah, we could have just asked or slept with the lady. Seriously?
We're
Slept with the lady.
This is the big.
I'm good, but I don't think I'm fully correct.
Yeah,
No,
we have to.
she wasn't picky.
You gotta know what to do.
I think
I know.
I'm like a doll come there.
No.
You guys are doing great.
But Gilly would have needed a
Maybe
guard.
identify.
We would have been fine. Oh my God.
This is fine. We get a little extra.
This is
coin.
fine.
We're fine.
This is fun.
I mean,
Fine,
so we have the story about the lady corroborated. Honestly, I feel like we've exhausted this point.
Okay, no, we can't stay here any longer. Not with a whole bunch of shrooms. Off we go.
Well, actually, this is probably the safest place to stay with the shrooms. But yeah, we should probably
Yeah. No,
complete our job.
no, off we go. Off we go.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
And I'm just gonna climb. I'm off I go. And if he follows me, he follows me.
Did you have something? I saw you
I
pick
was
up.
gonna say, should we see? Since he said that some people don't come. She said that some people don't come back. They've got jobs. I mean, are you interested in trying to corroborate that at all, or
I
do you
mean,
just
we can
take
go
them
to
at their
this
word?
damn party tomorrow night if you want to.
I'm not saying we should. I'm just saying that you seemed concerned about it, and I don't even know if it's going to be fruitful because I don't know if Professor Vasselior will even be there.
I mean,
I've never seen
to me,
anybody in nobility do anything nice for anyone else.
frankly, I
You
don't.
mean humans?
Gish.
Okay.
I don't give a rat's ass about this lady. I care about what Professor Vasselior is doing to the Warforged. This is just a means to an end to me.
Sure. Okay. I understand that. I'm just saying, have you gotten all the information you want to get?
The lady seems like she's running a soup kitchen out of her house. They've heard about her. She gets people jobs.
Yeah, I'm just
Or
worried
she-
about the kind of person that allows you to take apart something that's living.
She might not know what the professor's doing.
Oh,
Or maybe she doesn't care.
he let a random courier see what was happening.
I was approved by the housemaster. Or the servant master.
It's potentially even worse. Means they know what's going on. So,
Either way, I think that we have the information that we need. Let's go drop off our shrooms.
Does it seem in character that someone who would open their homes to the needy and all that would have such a callous disregard for Warforged?
I mean, it is you. I don't know if you know Ironclad that she knows what Vasselior is doing.
I mean, she's got a bounty out on them.
Yeah, but the
And-
bounty isn't to dissect, murder, and
Right,
approve
but it's
in a
not
workshop.
necessarily to return them intact either.
No, it's not. But I mean, maybe You don't know how much she knows.
Right.
She knows that they're at least being killed, if nothing else, because they're not coming back,
That is an assumption.
right?
No, they could be for all you know. He goes, okay, they're back. They're in the jail cell, and then Dominus
okay.
Epsilon says, "Yep, you don't know. You don't know what she knows."
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.
He could be conning her.
Right. So, not enough information.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, if you're happy with what we've got, then we can head back.
Well, we really got another job to do, and I've never been paid for something I haven't done.
So, while that's happening, you abscond to go shopping.
Do
You go to
do you
the
take Beverly with you? Does he notice you leave?
yeah, he's trailing you. That's
fine.
okay.
Yeah.
The Magnificent Magus. Is that where you're headed?
I
Sure,
feel
the
better
mage
talking
wherever-
and
yeah.
shopping now.
Probably wherever has
Sure.
spells and scrolls.
Sure.
and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
You might want to go to the Magnificent Magus and the human Gish
Accidental.
in
trap.
red and gold. Well, mostly red and gold robes with a brilliant golden staff. Has long white hair that goes on down, and he has several brilliant magic items. And he greets you. Welcome to the Magnificent Magus.
So I'm looking for 2 very special scrolls. They're kind of a higher level, so they might be specialty stock. The first one would be Remove Curse.
Remove curse. That's interesting.
And then the second one I'm looking for would be Banishment.
Expecting to get rid of some nuisances in your life?
I'm just a scholar trying to study up on different types of spells.
Alright, I do have those. I definitely have a remove curse, or at least... Yes, I have a remove curse.
Excellent. How much?
It's 500 gold.
Alright. And how much do you have of the Banishment one?
Banishment I don't have on me. I tend not to keep anything 4th level and above. I could make one.
How long would that take?
About a week.
Oh, okay. I'll just take the Remove Curse then.
Alright, 500 gold.
Alright, so I'll pay him the gold.
Anything else you're looking for?
That should be it for now, but I might come back later and peruse your wares.
I've got lots of great items.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Okay. 500 gold.
Done.
Quick out of game question. What level of spell could the Ring of Storing store?
5th.
Up to 5th.
Worst case scenario, if we really needed that banishment, couldn't we have him cast it into the ring?
If he has it prepared. Okay. Algus does. It's a 4th level spell. Alright, you guys make your way back up. You head to the, I'm starting to forget my own little city. You head back to the, Tinkling Tinker?
No, we're headed up.
Oh, you're doing the drug run.
Yep.
So,
Right
So-
now?
When else are we gonna have time to
it's
do
direct.
this?
Yeah. And
I don't want to get caught with these in our hotel room coming out of the Warrens.
so the moment can you press the digitation in my face? Like we go into an alley whenever it makes sense.
To do
Oh
what?
yeah, you're
To get
gonna.
the dirt off.
You can, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go to as nice of a place as we can without looking weird,
Okay.
And then change.
and then
Clean
change.
us up.
And then go into the nice area.
All
As
right.
nobility.
Oh
And
man.
do we
Go
have
back into the Nestled Narrows.
Yep. And I'm gonna find a place where I can like stash these drugs, like under my cloak or something. I'm gonna try to slide a hand it.
Roll
so,
sleight of hand.
so it's like subtle.
Guidance.
Can you? Yeah. thank you.
Yay, drug run. Baby's first drug run.
Oh my gosh.
I remember my first drug run.
You know, I don't know if I feel so great about doing this.
This is not legal. This is not necessary. This is a waste of our time.
I think I need to go
Like
back
I
to
am
the room.
angry.
So
about
you,
this.
whenever you guys kind of stop off in the steam-struck halls, Gilly parts.
Yep.
She darts. She's like, I'm not going to be part of this.
Yeah,
Before
sorry.
you leave, is there
I'll give you each my last inspirations.
anything around us that
But-
no one followed us out of the Warrens? Okay. So I can make you invisible to get back to the inn. I don't want you going off by yourself.
Sure, if you feel better doing that. I
Ugh.
don't know if it's necessary, but okay.
Yeah, it's probably not necessary, but we've already been made
That's
once
fair.
in this town.
No, that's fair.
I
And
think
I give you each inspiration before I leave.
perfect.
you.
Do you want to do anything else magically for us before you leave?
That's, I mean, I can... That's about all I can do.
That's fine. That's fine. So it's the last you an
think.
hour. Get yourself back, and I don't know. Would the horn of alarm reach from the end to the narrows?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
So we'll continue to do this as expediently as possible. So I got a 25 on the sleight of hand check.
Nice. So you are able to store it pretty cleverly. You dart off invisible back to the inn, and you guys make your way for the Nestled Narrows and Pollywog Park.
Looking for
Roll perception, as you have already been to Pollywog Park.
I will help, or I can roll perception, one way or the other.
either one.
You're better at investigation. I'm better at perception.
Okay, and if you want to roll and I can help you.
Usually, 13.
Okay, so you look around. So you enter Pollywog Park, and it's even more dimly lit than the already dimly lit Fort Mountain Hall. And you see lots of figures, people passing by, and you do see, plain as day, kind of in the middle of everything, a gnome on the bench, and he sits cross-legged. He just kind of seems to be staring out the sky, and you see, just barely, you make out, and there's two other figures across from the park that seem to be guarding him. At the very least, there's two other people that are keeping watch, and he seems to be sitting, has a nice little top hat, square, pritchety little face, and nice white beard with a little, I don't know, devil's goatee kind of looking thing.
How far are
Emerald
the
green
people
eyes.
from each other that are guarding him?
They would be about 60 feet from each other.
Are they 60 feet from each other on the other side of the street?
He's in the middle of the bench. They're in the middle. There's an actual park.
So they create a triangle.
Sort of, yeah. A fat one.
Okay, then I'm going to stand 30 feet from both the guards across the street from this guy.
It's not a street. It's a park.
Close enough, whatever. I'm going to create
So if you're
a
30 feet,
triangle.
you're in the grass.
Yeah, so I'm going to get about 30 feet from all three of them. So that
Okay.
And I will approach. I'll approach the guy, and I will sit down on the bench next to him. Just
He's sitting cross-legged, looking up at the sky. He seems to be having a pipe that's gone out. Sitting up.
it's a beautiful day, isn't it?
It is.
And I'm gonna subtly in thieves' can't say, "Are you expecting a package?" Does it make inane small talk about the day?
He doesn't respond.
And then maybe just no thieves can't, so I'll be subtle "Are you waiting for someone?"
More like waiting for something.
Oh, aren't we all?
Hmm.
I'm supposed to deliver a package.
You are.
Oh yeah. It's, I heard there was to well, maybe it's you. Are you expecting a package?
Nope.
Oh.
That'd be awfully strange. A man sitting in the park, waiting for a package.
That would be. What are you waiting for?
Just something.
Okay. You know, can I roll some kind of... I've done shady dealings before.
Roll
I'm trying
insight.
Okay. Trying to figure out some kind of... I think I know what he's
Can
doing.
I charm him so that he just takes this package so he realizes that we just want to give him this package and book it?
Just,
Go ahead and cast Charm Person.
are you... I've rolled an 18 on the insight check.
Okay.
Before.
So generally speaking, you make your small talk, and then you forget the bag on the bench if you think this is the guy.
I'm trying to ascertain, my insight is also trying to figure out, is this truly the guy?
I mean, you were told it's a gnome on a bench. There's a gnome on the bench in the middle of the park.
Okay. Then I will do what I'm supposed to do.
So you have about 3 minutes before I get impatient. So just saying for gameplay.
Alright. Well, I figure I feel sufficient that this is the guy who's being guarded. I will be like, well, I'm gonna go meet a friend, and I will put the package down on the bench and get up and walk off.
All right. So, what you guys doing next? As you walk away, you can see he kind of scoots the bag closer to him and rests his arm on it. And after a few minutes, he gets up and leaves.
As we're walking out, I'll say, I can, I can tell by your body language that you feel like this was a fruitless venture, but I feel like this has given us some contacts within the organization here. I think that you and all people would appreciate that.
Time will tell. And I head back to the Tinkling Tinker.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go complete the thing, and then go to bed.
You fly back on none of the warrants and get your
Yeah.
5 gold?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm serious, like, it...
I think it's great.
Now
This is
I'm in
funny.
action. Yeah.
No, I'm amused.
As you arrive back into the Unwinding Barrows in Shadeville, Molly goes,
I didn't want to leave him by
that was a
himself.
fast climb, she
Well,
says.
I'm nimble.
Oh boy.
That's what, you said Shelley?
Shelly.
That's what Shelley always says.
Came back alone. Should I read into that?
Oh no, she's just tired.
Well,
She gets easily exasperated.
I'm going to assume you did the job.
Well, there was a gnome there wearing a top hat.
That's him.
Yeah, he got the package.
Great. And she flips you five gold.
Thank you. Well, if I need more work, is this where I find you?
You should definitely come back here. Come back here soon. We'll have even something more for you.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I'm gonna go get a hot meal in my belly.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Alrighty. So you guys reconvene at the Tinkling Tinkerer. Beverly is gone at this point. Glitch remains. What do you wish to do?
I've locked myself in the room for meditation, and I learned the scroll.
All right, you pay the money for the inks.
150, right?
So when
Yeah.
50 per
50
spell
times,
level.
yeah.
I would have checked on everybody when I got back. Everyone but
And I got back
Justice was
fine, right?
Yeah, you're fine.
Then on our door, I would have put snare across the door before going to bed.
Okay.
Glitch has his own room, right?
Oh,
That's where I am.
Gotcha.
What about
After-
the sock hair?
It's fine. No one's disturbed you or invaded your room.
okay.
After I
Since
learned sorry.
you're in Glitch's room,
Yep.
okay, I'm gonna make.
You
the
got your
Glitch's
own room for yourself.
room. Perfect.
All right. What'd you say?
So after I learn the spell, I will use my 3rd level spell slot before I go to bed to cast it on myself.
Remove curse. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh.
You're not cursed.
Okay, perfect.
We need to deal with our.
You are
With
you're
our
in
ring.
Glitch's
Paranoid
room.
now.
I can
I've
imagine.
got a ring.
Before I go to bed,
Yeah.
if there's somebody at the bar or the bartender or whomever is running the establishment,
Mhm.
I was curious if this might sound like an odd question. Is there a board up for like wanted criminals or runaway property?
Yeah, usually it's a bit empty today. There's
What
not
is
too
this ring called?
much hot there. She points to the
It's
board.
a spell store.
Oh, okay, thank you. I'll make
I'll
my
knock on
note.
your door.
Are there any Warforged down there?
It doesn't seem to be.
Here from Claudia?
Doesn't seem to be.
Not
Okay.
in this
No missing
specific
persons
point at this
posters
moment.
right now.
Okay. And I
Seems
was,
to be some
I
old
would've
ones
made
that have
sure
been
you
like
were
torn
there, but I
halfway
wouldn't have
down.
let you know I was
if
back.
I put them up, I could try to compare them.
Yeah. They're old. They're dated.
Okay.
These
And
are
in
the
that
people that.
case,
Have...
you
Hey, excuse
find-
me. We're in a scene.
Sorry.
So it seems to be you know these are the people that have already been taken down.
Okay. And like what I'm saying, like not missing persons, but like runaway, like
Yeah.
the board.
I understand.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing new here. Some things that have been halfway taken down that you can catch the little bit at the top here. That's
And
about it.
looking at the ones that have been already collected, do any of them appear to be Warforged or?
Yeah,
any,
yeah, that's what I'm talking. I'm only talking about the war.
Oh,
Force
good. Yeah,
ones.
yeah. And does it say who they're for? Like, are they?
No,
for?
it's like so. Like, there's no missing. There's like the half little sketch that you can see that you assume is that like things have been ripped down half-assed.
Got it.
There's
Got
no
it.
new
I was trying to-
postings.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was so just to be not to belabor the
That's
point.
okay.
I was trying to see like from the old one, could I piece together like who was putting out the collection from what the scraps that were left over?
Right. Yeah. It was the City Watch, basically, just
Okay.
subcontracting. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Did you have something, Gilly? Liz? Me?
I was just gonna say, you would have found a note in the room, or like under the door or whatever, saying that where I was and that we can go over the ring if you want. Just let me know.
But you're in Glitch's room?
Yeah.
I'm not interrupting that.
Okay.
So I have a ring that I'm going to fill
Okay.
as I see fit. I unattuned the clutch.
The clutch of the Elder Gods.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there something? Will it let me unattune from it?
Yeah, you can unattune from it. It's not cursed.
And then it just is a pointy stick at this point, right?
I mean, it's a large staff.
Yeah. Okay. Then, because now if we're going to go back in the Warrens, I probably want the boots. That's the problem.
Attunement.
Yeah, it's a fun thing. Yeah, I'm gonna tune from the clutch and put the ring of spell storing, and then I'm gonna put spells into it. Do you need to know which ones?
I mean, you can tell me. It's just so you can either do like 5 first levels. Do you understand the math? Okay.
Yep.
I'll say okay.
Perfect.
Then do the thing then.
Thank you.
As long as you have the slots. So, you enjoy yourself that night. Does anyone know anything anyone wishes to do that night?
Clean up
Clean up. Got it.
and sleep.
I think
Well,
I
not
had a
so,
pretty
Very
active
adorable.
thing.
Right. It's been a bit of a day. So, you are doing what you do, pacing back and forth, trying to occupy your time after your meditation in the middle of the night, Justice. And you hear there's this kind of rush of cold wind that you are up in your room and it seems to beckon you downstairs. The shadows move around in your room.
Of
They
course.
sift out.
Oh boy.
I'm Justice again.
Okay.
I'll make my way down to the. Well, when I step out in the hall, I'll look left and right. Are any of the guards from Morgan out there?
It's not guards from Morgan. It was just Glitch that's been accompanying you guys. Yeah.
Mrs. Kilgast, are you there?
Not guards for Morgan, I should say. It's Glitch and like 2 other guys, and they will say, yeah, no, they're not there. Right, not right now. Mrs. Kilgast?
Yeah.
Yes, she is. She says, yes. Was wondering if you had forgotten all about me.
There's been a great deal of excitement.
Terribly exciting.
Have you been watching?
Always, when I can.
Have you been entertained?
Immensely.
Wonderful. Well, I did not need anything particularly. I just checking in. I know that we were having difficulties there at O'Shea Manor.
I would never go in O'Shea Manor. Too risky.
They might make you?
It's just there's so many things to run into, so many magical defenses. Didn't see the point. Doesn't align with our mission, unless you are planning to do in the O'Sheas.
That remains to be seen, but it does not appear that they are part of the problem.
Just say the word.
Oh man.
Well, I think that we might be having an opportunity soon here with Professor Vasselior. He might be part of the problem. We will see.
You feel a little cat paw squeeze on your shoulder.
And then I will go down to see what is beckoning me to the thing.
The Tinkling Tinker, the stone inn, sits eerily empty, except for one seat in the far corner is the gnome waiter that first greeted you when you were there. He sits in the corner. He's just staring at you.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna also find a seat, like, kind of in the same room, and I'll just sit quietly, like I do.
And the seat that's across from him in this corner booth just kind of swings open, or moves away and faces towards you, as if beckoning you towards it.
I'm gonna size him up really quick.
Go ahead and roll perception. Or insight, I guess. I'm sure they're the same.
Yeah, they are. That's an 18.
He seems familiar.
Okay. I will go and I will sit down.
Okay. The gnome sits. This is the gnome waiter who first greeted you at this inn, not the gnome, not the gnome who you dropped drugs off for. How do you like Fort Mountain Hall?
It is a little early to be making broad assumptions, but it seems to be a place of what would you call that? Sorry, I just lost a word. In there, place of decadence and inequality.
His voice drops. He says, Fort Mountain Hall is a curious place. And his facade drops. And This is Grandmaster Wind. Your monk shadow master, the Grandmaster of the Mercurial Shadow. Who you had met previously once before prior to the beginning of the stream. It is a curious place, this city.
Yes, the decadence above, the struggle below.
Its history, do you know much about it?
Unfortunately, no, they did not teach us much in my clutch about the history of Fort Mountain Hall.
When the Gish arrived, they saw the golden doors and the golden statues and salivated at its magnificence. The dwarves met them. The dwarves took one look at them and left. They abandoned their city practically overnight. An entire metropolis gone. No one knows where they went. They blasted apart the umber doors and disappeared into the unwinding barrows, never to be heard from again.
And what about the Gishari caused them to leave without incident?
There are many theories. If you asked me, they took one look at the Gishari, the Gish, and they saw the same things you and I see. Their thieving, greedy hands, their corpulent moral nature, and their constant lust for destruction, wealth, and power.
It would seem that these dwarves are quite observant.
But where did they go?
Further underground?
How much further could one go?
I do not know.
You have done exceedingly well as an order, as to serve our order.
Thank you, Grandmaster.
We have more tasks for you. There is one to be recruited, but not here.
Where, Grandmaster?
In the city of Mercy, as they call it.
Mercinia.
Yes. But that is not why I brought you here. You are engaged in the most curious of activities. And it is time for you to take the next step in your becoming a living weapon for the traveler.
I am ready.
We, monks of the shadow, are capable of binding the essence of our victims to our soul, taking on a fraction of themselves and absorbing their power. Fate moves, and the thread it weaves for you will give you 3 opportunities in this abandoned city. I don't know if you've met them already, but you most certainly will.
How will I know when I meet them, Grandmaster?
I will tell you their titles. Their state of being to the weave of fate. One is the champion, a solemn warrior and leader. The other is the Inquisitor, one who specializes in extracting information from the very souls of people. The last is the most dangerous of game. A vampire. The vampire.
Mm-hmm.
You, in your travels, could kill 1, 2, or all 3, but you must bind one of them to your essence. Choose wisely, for once this is done, you can only get 1 at a time.
So I must choose one,
Yes.
slay them,
Yes.
and then bind their essence to myself.
And you will gain some of their powers.
Oh my god.
But I can choose only one.
Only one. You could try one, more than one, but it would leave you the most profane creature.
Unlimited. Okay. And the strands of fate demand that at least one of these be slain. It does not matter which.
At least one. Whoever dies, whether it be 1, 2, or all 3, is up to you.
Would fate smile upon me greater if it were to be all 3?
Change is constant, and we bring about change.
Yes, Grandmaster. I understand. Thank you for presenting me with this next step. I believe that I am ready.
You are more than ready.
You will know when the mission is complete.
I imagine I will. Prepare yourself. Each of these is dangerous, and each more dangerous than the last.
I'm assuming...
Especially the vampire.
Can't imagine why.
It is no small feat to defeat one.
So I have heard, though I've never faced one in battle before. Does my physiology give me any type of advantage against such a creature?
I suppose you'll find out.
I suppose I will. Grandmaster Wind?
Novitiate.
And then, guessing protocol districts.
Yeah, you can leave.
Yeah. What is the traveler greeting
There's no
or salutation? Okay. We don't stand on ceremony here.
See you later, alligator. Yeah.
After a while, crocodile.
I do like the little sheepish one. No. And then I like a shadow into that. Can I make a stealth check?
Yep. Roll stealth. Oh god. What if you?
What
Double one, double one.
I like trip.
Yeah.
Please, please.
Stumbling
it would be
over the
amazing.
table.
Sterbilius, can we trust him?
That wasn't terrible. That's a 19.
Alrighty. So you drift off into the night in your stealth, and you all awake, quote unquote, the next morning. What do y'all wish to do?
I'm gonna go. If Gilly hasn't shown up, I'm gonna go knock on Glitch's door too early in the morning.
Okay.
I've been awake, and
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah.
Yeah, he is doing
So
it.
I'm bumbling about the hallway. Would you like to come find me?
You're bumbling about.
She's been keeping us
You
all
need some
awake.
coffee. Stop
Probably.
it.
So I put spells into, and I pulled you into a room or a table. Or
Do I need to flip?
Roll for like table flipping.
Couldn't punch
I put some spells into the ring from what I had last night. Healing word, dispel magic, and charm person. And while I prepare this morning before I go into meditation and finalize these, do you want me to continue holding healing word or cure wounds?
Those would be good. You mean in the ring?
No, for me, for stuff I can do for us later today.
To have them prepared?
Yeah.
Well, let me just put it this way. If I can't cast healing spells, you're the only one left who can.
Which one or both?
That I guess is more up to you. Depends on your action economy.
Healing word is really nice.
Yeah,
for
I like
Healing word.
I like healing word. I don't actually have cure wounds.
Cure wounds.
Yeah, 'cause
Healing
it
word is just-
takes your whole action.
Yeah, it takes a whole action,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
gets rough.
Healing word. Feel better. Feel better.
Then if we're going up against Kathunk and... Do you think Kathunk counts as a person or a monster?
I don't know. Based on what Justice told us about what he looks like, what would I infer?
I mean, if he's anything still like Justice, even with all the improvements, hold person will probably work. Say 70-30, you're sure?
My best guess is that it would, but it's a little bit out of my range of expertise.
I'm trying to decide if I should change Blight for like Polymorph, because I could turn him into a chicken.
Up to you.
You could try that. Isn't that a wisdom save? I don't think that would be very successful on either of them.
Depends on how addled he is. Yeah, wisdom save.
Yeah, I mean, he was a sorcerer king. I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll leave
I'm not sure. And I know Professor Vasselior is, he's a wizard.
Yeah.
They're usually pretty wise.
And we're gonna be in too small of a space to call lightning or anything, right?
I really have no idea.
It takes 100 feet. You haven't seen that yet in Fort Mountain Hall.
Oh, okay. So no, then we don't. I don't think we'll have that. I don't think you'll be able to use that.
Perfect. I know what I've got. So then I can make the earth move. We're surrounded by it.
Well, that's perfect.
So we'll go with that. So yeah, so I have some extra things that I wouldn't normally have. I'm going to keep Healing Word, but there's also one in the ring. And we've got a Dispel Magic, some Charm Person.
Okay.
So if I run out of slots, I've got an extra slot for Healing Word for us. And then I think that'll...
How many slots is that then?
That's 3 extra spells. So 1 Healing Word at first level, 1 Charm Person at first level, and 1 Dispel Magic at 3rd level.
Oh, okay.
So that's our 5. I think I can count. So, yeah, and then I also added Heat Metal into my repertoire.
There will be quite a bit of that.
Sounded like it from what we're being told, so...
Alright.
Well, if nothing else, Professor Vasselior has several metal parts.
They both do. So I got a long rest in all of this. Okay, perfect.
Several metal parts.
Yes. If I were going to be particularly brutal about it, if we need to get there, I'd say that not the eye itself, but the socket which it sits into.
It covers an area, so...
And he can't take it out,
no,
that I'm aware of.
No, so if anything, so if he fails a hold person, or if he succeeds, if I fail at hold person or charm person or anything that we've got, I can heat metal, because I'm assuming we'll be in small confined spaces, so my fireball won't help us. I don't have any fire at the moment.
That's a fair assessment. We're in a small enclosed space, a fireball might not be the best.
Might not be great. So, anything else you think we need to go into this? We've got some healing potions, we've got some healing word. I can heal from afar, you can.
I'm just thinking, I wonder if maybe if we go during this sort of party thing or whatever this is, if maybe we can't create some sort of distraction if Vasselior and Cathunk are still actually on the property.
How sturdy did the back wall of that building look? The carriage house?
Very sturdy.
Did the front door look pretty sturdy?
Yeah. It's all stone and stuff, so yeah.
Like if someone decided to thunder wave a front door, would it splinter?
Oh, you could the carriage house front door, you could probably thunder wave it open.
What about Thunderwave with a keg of powder?
That would probably do it. But it would make an awfully loud noise.
Oh, absolutely. But if we were talking about a diversion between that powder keg and... speak for yourself. Blabbermouth. There's 100 different ways we can go about that.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't... There are too many things that can go wrong in a city that we keep finding things in. We didn't even tie up all our loose ends in Bridgeton. I don't know why we left. I know why we left, but... there's still
We
a
can
son
go
of
back.
yeah, there's still a son of storms in Bridgeton, and
Yep.
potentially your parents who are gayest or under some sort of control politically or otherwise. And
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I don't know what's
Mandu
happening
is missing a third of its population, and there's a blight monster somewhere in Droska, supposedly, and yeah. Shit hit the fan when I met you people.
there. Yeah. The same here.
And me, I'm not here, but I just want to kill people and absorb their essences into part of my soul now.
See, I found the eating eventually.
My God, you're becoming some sort of vampire.
So, what
Okay.
are y'all doing? What's
So
the plan?
after my little outburst, I freak out a little bit and go downstairs and get some coffee and bacon or whatever they'll have for
Sure.
breakfast.
Sure.
I'm down there
All the
waiting.
rest.
And the gnome waiter's still there. He's waiting on you guys. The assistant innkeeper. What do you guys do? What's the
After coffee,
plan?
I apologize to Gilly for my outburst.
It's okay. It happens. I mean, we've been going through a lot.
I believe that we
Like,
won-
a lot.
And that stupid adventure last night.
Yeah. Sorry, I just didn't feel comfortable with that.
That's okay. I was there to make sure he didn't get his fool self killed. Pretty much what I went along for. I'm glad you made it safe back.
I did.
I take 3 hours to come down.
Nice.
Of course you do.
What's the plan?
I believe that we were going to try to at least talk to Professor Vasselior.
We
while
should
he was
draw
out
him
and about.
out. Not talk to him in his home base if possible.
I was unable to find any
agree.
leads on new quarry for him.
That's unfortunate. In that case...
That being said, I don't know if he will sequester himself in his carriage house all day. He might send,
Would it be possible to forge something to lure him out?
I was just thinking that. However, what would that be? Another...
A warrant.
The unfortunate thing is we do not know the method with which...
If someone
lady
were
normally-
to deliver this warrant personally and request his services.
Indeed,
I don't know.
I don't know if he's... That's a good idea. I do not know if he's acting as a free agent.
He
Or
might
have the
not be,
lady-
but if we don't have a different way to lure him out, that's the only thing I can think of at the moment.
Sorry to interrupt. A conscripted warforged likely to run away? She seems to have a problem. I mean, I imagine one or two, but for a whole group of them.
Can I roll any type of insight as to...
Roll intelligence.
I mean,
Just straight intelligence?
I've worked with a number of warforged, but
Guidance.
unfortunately I never sat down long enough to study their ways. I've been traveling on my own for most of the time that you guys have been around.
I mean, the only ones that I've come across in
Do I add my
Bridgeton-
proficiency or not? So that would just be a straight 21.
That's pretty good. A lot of... I mean, this has only been about... He's only been here for about a little... less than a month. It's been a lot of activity for a short amount of time. I mean, this is D&D. That's how things go. But it's not totally common. Usually, if that many people and that many servants are running from a place, that person's up to no good.
And I'll relay that.
But you'd have to be an
And
empathetic
so-
person who cares to make that conclusion.
And
Maybe I just procedurally...
well,
Mm.
from all the experience that I've had in Bridgeton with the Warforged, what Warforged were present were always, paid and treated kindly the same as any other workers would be.
Bridgeton's a nice little place for most of that.
I mean,
Until we came upon slavery, you're absolutely right.
that's about the experience that I have with it. So
Yeah, I can't
if
imagine there are...
if there's a flock of people running away, I can't say that bodes well for the employer. Or I guess it wouldn't be an employer; it'd be the owner in this
So-
case. But
Then I imagine there's a couple of ways they're running away. Either outside help, which we could fabricate and assist, get somebody away, create a contract relatively quickly, get them out, basically save them, send them on their way, and take their place. Or they're being pushed out, charmed to run away one way or the other. He's a clever man. He's either manufacturing these contracts or they're running away of their own violation, and we either figure out how to make that easier for them to get away, or we wait for him to create another scenario and chase it rather than create it. Does that make sense?
A bit, yeah.
I had at one point considered the idea of trying to kidnap one of the servants while they are out. Like you said, force the issue, although unfortunately that could mean the death of that servant. And I could not have that on my hands.
Well, if he's manufacturing it, then he knows that something's up. If they're running away because it's a bad situation, I mean, we gotta take our chances one way or the other. Or we just show up and Hell's Bells knock on his door.
Well, I think that as long as he is under our surveillance, he cannot kill another Warforged. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know where he is. If we keep him under surveillance, he will have to leave the hall at one point or another.
Well, that's
Either to
assuming
find
he
his
hasn't
quarry.
already left.
Then we should.
Were there Warforged in the Warrens? Or was it all fleshy?
From what you guys saw, you didn't go into the barrows and stuff. You just walked on the main row. Just flashies.
Oh, a terrible way to call all the...
Flush bags.
Meat bags.
Just meat bags.
Meat suitors.
So that you do bring a good
Just-
point, Gilly. Perhaps we should head back there, see what we can ascertain, find his whereabouts. I mean, that was what we sought to do, catch him while he was out.
Yeah.
Then shall we
can
go?
play the waiting game.
Perfect.
Unless,
Otherwise, my only other course of action is to reach out to any network I might have here and see if we can get some help to any Warforged that want to run away.
that is admirable.
Then, I mean, that creates a stowaway, which creates a contract, which gives us what we want, but we also help somebody at the same time.
With a real life to protect and real stakes to lose.
Although there are stakes now.
Sure. I'm just saying, if there aren't any current contracts out, creating a real contract creates real stakes.
But at the end of the day, I mean, she is nobility. We could just, kidnap them or something. I don't know. We could figure it out.
Where are you guys having this conversation?
I think it's one of the rooms.
Yeah.
I say we just go talk to him. Instead of trying to fabricate a contract or connect somebody or any of that. He's currently done nothing wrong according to the law.
Right.
The best thing we can do right now is just talk to him. If we have to leave empty-handed, then we leave empty-handed and we come back at it from a different angle.
What happens if he flees?
Then we kill him.
We have the element of surprise at our benefit. If we break that and try to talk to him and it goes sideways, then we no longer have the element of surprise.
If it goes sideways, he's going to attack us.
Well, maybe. Or maybe he just waits for us to leave and runs. And then we're left with a completely different situation.
Well, then
I mean, that's a risk we have to take.
At least he knows he's in the wrong if he runs.
So the approach is to try to find him, approach him, convince him to let us take him to a healer, have greater restoration cast upon him, see if he has been somehow tainted by what we encountered in the mines, and if we find that he is not, if he is doing this of his own volition.
The most we can do is encourage him to stop if he's not breaking the law.
Unfortunately.
I'm
Legally, what else are we going to do about it?
I do not care about legality.
Well, some of us do.
If you find yourself bound by the laws that are written by the Gish, that is fine by me.
You will not get away with this.
I'm not saying I think he should keep doing it. I'm just saying that us going ahead and doing something more about it makes us the lawbreakers, not him.
And you're not wrong.
Who writes
However,
the laws?
for now, before we get into a philosophical debate, for now, if we want to talk to him, that's fine. We lose a lot of element of surprise. We lose a lot of things.
I'm
But
I mean,
that's
if
the
you want to
lawful
spend more
approach.
time and
if that's what you're
go
worried
around
about,
and do this,
that's what
fine.
we do. Otherwise, we contract information and favors with people like the King of the Warrens or someone else in town that has more money, more clout, more power than we do. And we slowly deal with this.
I will put it this way. Before I met you, I probably would have just found Professor Vasselior, ended him. However, I know that you have convinced me that he might not be acting of his own will. If that is the case, then he should be helped.
Mm-hmm.
If that is not the case, then he should be dealt with. So that is why I am entertaining the idea of approaching him and talking to him first.
Is there a way we could maybe obtain a scroll of greater restoration or something?
I do not know.
You can buy one.
Is
This
that
a
a thing that
magical
we can
town.
normally buy?
It would be incredibly expensive and probably very hard to procure a
That's
spell
what
of that
yeah.
level.
Okay. Kind of what I
Because
thought.
that's a
Fifth.
fifth level
yes.
spell.
What about a potion?
Well, we can.
There's no such thing.
Okay, I didn't think so.
At least not. I don't know.
That's why I said it as a question. Like,
Wait
I don't
2
think
more
so.
levels and
Yeah.
I can use greater restoration.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
You know,
know.
let's just go side quest for about 10 more levels.
Yeah, go.
and come back.
Go do some drug runs
Well,
for
I know.
XP.
I'm gonna become
If-
the kingpin of.
If
the
if
Warrens.
Kathunk is as augmented as he is, we couldn't have defeated him before. We definitely can't defeat him now. That's my other concern.
That's
He is to be
Yes.
held. He is to be managed.
I'm
I don't
hoping.
think we can take him out.
I'm hoping that we can. That
I think
Kathunk
you
will
would
come to
right.
see us as friends. I take the letters that he sent to Gilly and I as being some kind of call for help.
Fair enough, but we killed his one friend. I mean, if we take out Vasselior, who's his new friend, how's he gonna take that?
Perhaps
So-
he will see that Vasselior is not his friend.
Maybe Sovelius and I can distract
Vasselior.
Vasselior, and you guys can talk to Kathunk without his prying ears while we go do this. Maybe taking the lawful approach will give you that opportunity that you might not have otherwise.
it's not a terrible idea, except for the fact that then we're split up.
We'll be in the same house. I mean, we're still outnumbered. We're still gonna bow out if anything untoward happens anyways. 4 Grandlings and Vasselior and Kathunk. Unless Kathunk is on our side, we're gone. We don't need to involve ourselves in that. There's no winning that fight.
Do I think, with my knowledge, would it be? I'm trying to think if there's any way that we could like I don't know, like pay some of like the common folk or like go around to ask if anyone like knows about his comings and goings. That'd probably take too much time. I'm assuming.
It would take some time. You might be able to do it.
Okay. Well, maybe if we cannot find his whereabouts directly, we.
Issue is, I mean, he's in a nice part of town,
Right,
so
where
it's
there's
like
not
you
a
gotta,
lot of them.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
not a lot of commoners.
We could always attempt to bribe a guard. That could go poorly.
That could go extremely poorly.
I'm not sure we have enough money for that. Not in that part of town.
Well, I think that we are wasting daylight. Every moment that we tarry, he could be getting further away from his house.
Just a heads up, if things do go sideways, I told Gilly earlier, I can move the earth in a small section around anyone who walks. It might not disrupt Kathunk too much. Might budge him a little bit, but might not disrupt Kathunk too much. But at least for Seller, I can slow him down.
Talking about
Maybe
erupting
another
Earth.
So don't get too close to him if we're trying to run away. I can slow him up.
Okay.
Do we need physical disguises again?
Yeah, if we're just going to
No.
visit Vasselior, he knows who we are. We're better off just going, looking
Okay.
nice.
And Kathunk told you where they'd be,
He did.
so
guess if we don't see him coming around, are we going
Which
to...
is essentially an invitation for you, correct? Was it an invitation?
What?
She's trying
Cathunk letting Justice know where he was an invitation.
pull out the letter. He says, I'm in 4 Mountain Hall. You know.
Okay.
Could have been telling me where to reply back to his letter.
Yeah.
So, I guess we, as ourselves, go to the area.
All
It's
right.
going to be interesting following up Sevelius' letter.
Yeah, it is.
So as you guys come on down to the common room of the Tinkling Tinkerer, you see a man standing there. Tall, not that tall. As slightly less than tall, let's say 5'10".
Still tall.
Golden skin, dark hair, definitely young, and adorned with the robes of the Imperial Confessory, who has long,
Shit.
and robes that go on down to his feet, and the tall mitre that has the golden staff with the little hook at the end of it etched onto the tall mitre. This is not Confessor Grantham. This is a young man.
No, it's not.
And he's standing there. As you guys ascend the staircase, the gnome kind of waiter is whispering to his ear, and he's like leaning down. Thank you. And
Great.
as you guys wind down, he's like, I might, if I may, could I have a moment of your time? Excuse me. If I may, could I have a moment of your time?
What are the legal proceedings usually for this sort of thing? I'm asking the DM.
For being asked if someone can have a moment of your time?
A confessor.
Is it like the police, right?
It's just like running into a cop.
Can I
Right,
run
okay.
perception if he has anybody around him? That's like.
No, he seems to be
It's
alone.
just him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah, it'd be our pleasure. Wave him over to a table.
Sure.
You can sit.
Thank you. I'm trying to do my German. I am Professor Wilhelm with the Imperial Confessory. I have come here because it was told to me that you had, perhaps one of you, and he points to Justice, had special knowledge of the comings and goings of one Lady Catia, and it was apparently suggested to him that there had been more to it than the simple bounties that we had been aware of. So I came to investigate that. The Dominus Epsilon alerted me to the potentiality of the case.
Yes, being new to the city, I had heard that many Warforged had been going missing.
Is this really what he's asking about? Like, is he being sincere in that question?
Insight.
Roll insight. Anyone who wants to.
I guess I will since he's I'm immediately suspicious.
Oh, I should have
2,
rolled
4,
it,
actually,
I
but
should just be rolling
8.
straight.
Seems legit.
20.
20.
Yeah, he seems very sincere.
I still have inspiration too, I think.
Yeah, you do.
He seems very
No,
sincere.
it only lasts 10 minutes, sorry.
He seems sincere.
It's my
Okay.
one rule. Yes, I had entered town. I had heard that many Warforged were going missing. It seemed suspicious. I wished not to wander into a part of town that I should not be. I was informed, or I had heard that it was Professor Vasselior who had been collecting these bounties for the lady.
This is very interesting. You also told the Dominus that you were new to town, as my finding of inquiry has told us, as well as your recent registry. So how did you come by this information?
I've seen you speak to a few Warforged along our travels.
I was just literally trying to remember how I'd come across the information. I was informed by another Warforged who had recently taken up residence here.
Okay. Well, so, and where did you meet this Warforged?
In my travels north.
Oh, your travels up north. Where up north? Anthenia? Crowhaven?
Just north of Cragmandu.
Just north of Crackbandu. Ooh. Almost to Cardoon. That's interesting.
Indeed. Do you wish to help the plight of these poor Warforged?
Well, I do not care very much about plight, for I am an Imperial Confessor. What I care for is making sure that the integrity of our laws are being taken care of. that nothing untoward, nothing undue is being done in the guise of simple bounties. And since you alerted the Dominus, the highest officer of the local military, he thought it at least warranted. He thought it at least warranted some investigation, and he asked me to look into it.
Have you visited Professor Vasselior?
No, I stopped here first. I didn't want to bother a woman of her stature, nor Professor Vasselior. I thought I would see what serious information you could have. My next stop is Lady Catia and Professor Vasselior.
Could you give us one moment?
Oh, of course. Do you need some privacy?
I would like to confer with my colleagues.
Okay. I shall imbibe some water at the bar. And he steps away. I cannot do my German, and I've lost it.
I'll just quickly use message and say, I think we should tell him what we know.
Come with us.
I will say, well, yeah,
And
we
I
can go
think
around.
we should tell him what we suspect.
Are you playing Cthulhu as the Warforged? They told you this?
Yes. If anyone asks, Cthulhu is a simple warforged who is being taken advantage of by Professor Vasselior.
And why don't you run with that story?
Exactly. I just wanted to have a consensus from you that, I mean, we have had dealings with the Confessory before. We can use that to our advantage.
Correct.
If he is investigating, I could even, well,
And it does give us some flexibility to operate outside the law.
he might, how do I put it, as you have pointed out, the direct bounties the professor is going after might not be outside of the law, but perhaps they will find the travesties that he is committing otherwise to be.
Correct.
Potentially.
Okay.
If nothing else, if he is under some sort of effect, having someone of official status might help us deal with that.
And we tell him everything, even our suspicions of the corruption,
What do you mean, suspicions of corruption?
madness from the
That's what I'm
minds.
talking about,
Okay.
yes.
I'm making sure.
But then we have to redact what we just said, that we have traveled with Vasselior before and that we know him personally.
We
didn't
never
say
said we
we did
didn't.
not.
We omitted it. Lie by omission is...
We're about to tell him now. It's in the same conversation. I'm sure he'll
Right.
overlook it.
I have a question for him before we get too much further. I definitely want to ask if the bounties allow for the deserters to be killed or only captured.
That is a fair question.
Because if they are allowed to be killed, he is within the law.
Right.
Yes. Although,
And we're sticking our necks out for a whole lot.
if they are
If
property,
that's-
though, it might say that they can be killed, but maybe not experimented with.
Fair enough, but if Katia says that he has her permission,
Right.
Then we
that's a
know that
completely
we
different
have to-
story.
Yeah, exactly. Then we know we must operate outside of the law.
Maybe this confessor will know that.
Okay.
That's still a conversation for later, but sure, let's start with this.
So, what is it that you have for me?
I have a question for you.
Yes,
Um,
of course.
The bounties, do they allow for the deserters to be only captured or killed?
Well, in the pursuit of bounty, one who has broken the law in such a manner where a bounty of this level has been levied, it's not the intention of the bounty for this person to be killed, but violent confrontations often happen, and we, well, to be quite frank, we usually put the burden of proof on, not on the bounty hunter, but on the victim, the deceased. So, killing someone who has a substantial bounty on them is not considered a crime, really, truthfully. And these are property, these are not people, so.
Indeed. Are you satisfied?
Do as you will. He's operating within the law.
We previously were employed by Professor Vasselior
Oh.
nearly a month ago.
With.
those-
No,
with.
not
Yep.
from.
Sorry. With.
How interesting.
When we were north of Pragmandu, we entered the abandoned mines of what used to be the stronghold of a sorcerer king in looking for artifacts. It sounds extraordinary, I know.
Oh, it sounds like it occurred a couple of adventurers.
Indeed. While we were there, the mine exerted mind-influencing effects that seem to attack the weak-willed or susceptible.
Ooh. Do you believe he has fallen under this condition?
I have evidence that, well, we did not know much of Professor Vasselior's character before we adventured with him. However, this Warforged whom we met during our adventures was left in the care of Professor Vasselior. He informed me in a letter that Professor Vasselior not only was slaughtering these Warforged, but was experimenting upon their bodies. Professor Vasselior is an artificer of sorts.
My goodness, this is quite the information. I am. Well, then, if this is the case, perhaps we should move on this quickly. Do you not think?
Agreed.
I believe that unless they are suspicious, that there would be evidence in the workshop at the lady's manse. He is staying in the carriage house.
So he's performing these experiments. Interesting.
Yeah, he is augmenting the Warforged left in his care.
Well, again, that's not... I mean, listen, he might be doing some minor unauthorized magical enhancements on a creature, but that's not exactly Imperial Confessory territory.
It's more about the people that you so referred to as property that are being experimented on.
We believe that he might be using his position or his employ with the lady under false pretenses to gain access to these cadavers to do with what as he pleases. Perhaps they are
Do you
not even
suspect there
fighting
is necromancy? Because I could get into this if there's necromancy.
Would you consider experimentation on the cadaver of a Warforged to be necromancy?
No, that is not necromancy.
What about replacing parts from a Warforged into another creature?
That might be necromancy. Depends on what he's doing. It does sound uncomfortable. I suppose there's no harm in me going and investigating this further. So if this is the case, it does sound gruesome. But if Lady Catia is permitting him to experiment on the Warforged...
One thing that could be questioned is why are such large numbers of the Warforged under Lady Catia's care, whom by all accounts is a very caring and outgoing person. Why are so many Warforged leaving her possession in droves?
I like the way you think. You have the mind of a confessor.
Stairs.
He does have 4
What?
Brandling Golders.
No, I mean, I am a confessor. There's no way the Grandin Golders would attack me. Well, I suppose I am off.
If you need...
We were hoping to speak with him ourselves and
Oh, would you like to come with me?
Yeah, if you're heading that way,
convince
we
him
can
to
Yes.
join together.
be
I could
greater
deputize the
restored.
4 of you. How about that?
Perfect.
I do not know if you are aware of this. I seek to only tell you this for transparency. We are acquaintances of and have worked with in the past Elder Grantham.
Confessor Grantham.
Professor Grantham.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't all know each other. It's a big confessory, big country.
I
Unlike
did not
bards, they don't.
Nah,
know
I'm
each
kidding.
other.
I know Confessor Grantham.
I was gonna say he's pretty high up.
Yeah, he's pretty day high up.
That's why I felt like I would call it. I'm not like name dropping, but I'm name dropping.
You are
very,
name dropping.
Very impressive you worked with Confessor Grantham. How so? And he's now talking to you guys as you guys head there, I guess.
We had dealings with him while in
Well, and Craigman do.
Kirkmandu.
I think
Yeah.
the nature
It's
of
been
such is supposed to be kind of left.
Yeah.
Mom's the word.
Hush hush.
Oh,
More
a
or
little
less.
clandestine operation.
You know how it is.
I certainly do. Well, let us go over to the Jeffron Avenue and sort all these things out. I'm sure it was all just a misunderstanding.
As I said, we were hoping to convince Professor to garner healing, greater restoration if there was something that altered his mind. it could be removed.
I'm sure the Hall of the Left Hand can help him.
It's more about getting him there. We were unsure what his motivations could be and if he'd be willing.
I am a
resistant.
confessor. I can impugn him to do it.
Implore.
Implore? I'm not sure. Impress upon him to do it.
I'm sure, by the way, this is Chase. I'm sure this is going to go extremely well. I'm sure nothing bad can happen.
Yeah,
of
this
this
will be
Of course
perfect.
not.
We'll be fine.
It's not like you were just
And
warned
so-
about a confessor,
Oh,
an
no, yeah, no.
inquisitor that you needed to deal with.
And
I just need to find the
he's
champion.
not, like, in disguise or anything?
Who?
He's
The
confessor.
confessor?
He's a confessor.
He's above the law.
What do you want from
We
me?
haven't seen any other confessors in the city. That's why I was asking.
Yeah. And he came here on request of Dominus. What's his face?
Private detective.
A citizen walked up to him and told him he was worried about things that were going on.
Dominus is my homeboy. Gotta find that Dominus.
Good.
Just gotta
Do
find the
you
champion.
want to tell Glitch at least where we're going?
Oh, of course. I mean, we obviously, would have informed him about everything because of what's going on, and he probably would be coming with, I would assume, to make sure that everything's safe.
We didn't ask him if he
I
was
mean, I
coming
don't know,
with, so
but-
I'm prodding.
Sure.
Find out. Alrighty. So,
I'll just go scurry up and talk to Glitch and see
Alright.
whether or not he's supposed to be holding down the fort here or
he's
coming
holding
with
down the
us.
fort. And he says, "Good luck."
Thanks.
He's a confessor.
It's about what we're doing.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Alrighty. And
Hopefully
then,
we won't need to do anything other than have a conversation.
right. So, you guys gather together with Confessor Wilhelm, who has a Spanish accent, because I can't summon my German accent.
Hey, it's fantasy, don't
I'm
worry
trying
about
so hard, but it's like I can't do it.
So
I
I
tried
was
so
the
hard.
other night.
Confessor Wilhelm from Spain.
From España.
That would
I like his accent, but it was supposed to be German, but it's not even.
It's fine. It sounds
It's
Germanish.
okay.
Thank you. It
Sure
doesn't-
with it.
There was a whole line of Wilhelms in Spain back in the 1500s. You'll be fine.
So as you guys venture on into Jeffron Avenue,
Can I stealth at the back of this party?
sure, roll stealth. On the side.
Fuck.
I'm doing the opposite of stealthing.
Also,
So am I, by the way.
does this confessor have any idea who we are?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons he found you guys.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Dominus, sorry to make it clear, he's like, the Dominus told me that you were traveling with Sovelis Anastasia and Gilly, the Lady of the Meadows. He didn't quite spot you, but once you
Sure.
registered, everything, yeah. So it was actually relatively easy to find you.
That makes sense. Okay.
Mental note. We need all sorts of skullduggery and
BT Dubs, it was like we should stay at a different inn because we weren't being subtle and they would know where we were. That's what we said. Yeah, works out.
but someone had to have their evening fun.
I was the one advocating for moving. Yeah, don't blame
No,
me.
not you. Not
Oh,
blaming you.
oh,
We could've
that.
Good lord, stop it!
So the confessor gets you over to Jeffron Avenue, and I think
This is your husband.
yeah.
Better or worse.
You guys arrive at the carriage house. He goes, Tush, tush, tush. Confess, this is Confessor Wilhelm, open up! And then he knocks. Waits. Puts his ear next to the door.
What's happening next, like at the main house? Is there that party going on?
No, this is
that's
the
tomorrow.
day.
Good morning. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
But
Well,
there's no
you
tonight.
just said it was
promotion.
the next day. I didn't know what time.
Sorry, it'll be tonight at this
Okay.
point.
Okay.
Oh, I don't hear anything. It's Confessor Wilhelm, open up! I suppose we can try the main house.
Does your station, if you suspect a law to be broken, allow you to?
Well, I do not expect the law to be broken. In fact, I expect the opposite. But I still don't like the idea of a man hacking up people in a basement. So I'm trying to put an end to it regardless.
So, player question: how illegal are vampires in this world?
Incredibly illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The church
Necromancy is
hates
not okay.
undead.
Yeah.
Hates undead.
It's go knock on the main
That's
door.
a big.
Should
that's
we
a
use
big
the servant's
mental
entrance?
leap, isn't it?
No, I'm asking as a player, not as Selena.
I'm just thinking.
Different question.
We should try the main door.
I said, think about it.
Maybe Lady
Yes.
Catia might know
Let us
if
go.
they've gone out or something.
No, I'm letting him try the main door because I don't
Yeah.
think there's anything wrong.
Alrighty.
Minus
So
the weirdness.
as he arrives the main door, I think I'll call it a night there.
Oh,
As
boy.
we arrive at the main door.
Yeah. Otherwise, we're gonna be here for another 45 minutes, which I'm okay
Jeez.
with because I really, really, really want to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to punch it in the face.
I want to gain its essence.
Alrighty.
Potent.
boy.
Well,
Thank you
kind of 2 for 1. Let the vampire kill the thing and weaken himself, and then.
Thank you
Yeah,
for everyone who
both at
tuned
once.
in. Be sure to follow the channel if you enjoyed the stream. A lot of fun tonight. We'll see what happens with Professor Wilhelm and
Right.
the
It'll be fun.
Lady
Oh,
Catia. Bye.
See ya.
Good night, guys.
Clickety, 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 click, click, click.